What up, y'all? DCFAYGOGUY.
MA.
Welcome back to Juggalo Talk, YouTube's only Juggalo talk show that isn't even a talk show. But we're all Juggalos, so let's talk. With me, as always, is Megs. I feel like I am off camera a little tiny bit. Do you feel like that too?
Yeah, we'll sit back and relax.
Sit back.
This is New Year's Eve edition Juggalo Talk.
Goodbye, 2022. Hello, 2023. Yeah, it's been forever. What's going on, guys? We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
If you can tell, we're rusty as fuck.
I got the chat pulled up. We got the itinerary. We got the decorations. We got the noisemakers.
Yes, I do have the noisemaker over here. I gotta keep my shit tucked.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
They did not have a New Year's Eve decoration. We went to Dollar Tree and they had none. And I asked the lady, hey, you got New Year's decorations? And she says, yeah, right there in the end cap. And I said, no, that's Mardi Gras. I need New Year's. And she says, that's the same thing. So we had to make our own New Year's decorations, but we tried to do like gold and silver and black and kind of like sticking with that vibe.
Yeah.
And this was supposed to be like a birthday thing, I think.
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably for birthdays, but
and then I'm not sure how well this is showing up on the camera. I can see it kind of on my screen, but got a little slideshow for you guys with some little New Year's Eve pictures. So yeah, stepping it up a little bit today. The hat barely fits a DC, but it fits.
Yeah, barely. Sorry, I'm just tweaking this to make sure I got everything right here.
It looks like, I don't know.
Because it's only showing two people. I just want to make sure that
I
didn't.
From my end, it looks like you're really blurry. I don't know.
Yeah, it does look like I think it's because it's focusing on you and it's not focusing on me. Might be part of the problem. The camera's not focused on me at all.
Yeah.
But who really wants to see me anyway?
I do. I have been blessed with the first time in like our whole, how long have we known each other? Like 12 years?
12 years.
Almost 13.
It'll be 13.
We both had a week off of work.
I know.
Oh my gosh. It's been so nice.
It's been very nice.
And here's what I'm thankful for. So, a common thing you hear a lot of spouses, especially people who've like known each other for a long time or been married for a long time, I've heard them complain, oh, my husband's going to be home for 3 days, blah, blah, blah. We're stuck in the house because of COVID, whatever, for a week. I don't have that at all. Yeah. Like, it literally hasn't even felt like a week to me. It just feels like it's flown by. I've had so much fun with you. I've enjoyed your company.
Yeah.
I don't feel at all that, like, I need a break from you. I feel like we're both really good about giving each other breaks when we need them.
Yeah, we do a lot of my time or me time and stuff.
So there's times where like if I'm self-isolating, he'll leave me alone or vice versa. So I really don't ever I feel like I would eventually probably get to that point where I'm like, hey babe, I need to like go do something by myself for a little bit for a couple hours. But I really don't. I haven't had that, and I just feel so lucky and so blessed to have like such an amazing husband.
Yeah.
I don't feel like that, and I can just feel like, I just enjoy you being around. I can't imagine being married to somebody who
you kind of resent.
You dread having 3 days with. Like, that just sounds awful to me.
Or like you hate when you see their vehicle pull up, you start to feel like, oh, they're home.
Yeah. And so like yesterday, I did have to work, but not like my full-time job. It was like my side gig or whatever.
Yeah, part-time.
And it was only 2 hours a day. And I went to work, and then afterwards I went to Dollar Tree and everything. So I got my me time or whatever.
Yeah.
But I am so happy. We had a whole week together, and like I just don't want it to end. Like it's been so nice.
I know. Tomorrow ends it. I don't know why it's not focusing on me. I don't know if that's an issue. Now that I see some people in the chat, how does the sound? How is the sound? Can you guys hear pretty well? Microphone's clear. I kind of across from Megs. I want to make sure you guys can hear her good. Obviously, picture I think the picture looks fine, other than the fact that it's not focusing on me. It's focusing on you, which, again, I don't really care.
It just kind of looks like your facial part is blurry, but everything else, like your shirt's in focus and everything.
Sometimes I feel like that in videos, though. Like, I don't know if it's just my complexion or something. Like, maybe
it's your beard.
Maybe it's my beard.
It can't define the difference.
Oh, that could be. That could be. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, shouts out to everybody that's in the chat. Coma Black, of course, with his loading screen. Blade of the Crow, which, if you don't know, is a new Juggalo YouTuber. Just started making content all the way from the United Kingdom. Mm. So if you haven't checked out his channel, check his channel out. I know he had kind of said he's not sure what to really kind of offer, since there's so many content creators already out there. But I think usually what you can bring is your perspective, and the fact that he's from the UK, I feel like there's a lot he could bring, because I'm pretty sure they don't have access to Faygo over there. I'm pretty positive on that. I mean, one big thing going on right now, and it could be a good segue, is like the seeds, the Yum Yum seeds from Psychopathic Vault. They don't ship internationally. So he's a Juggalo that can't get physical copies of that album, which for them sucks. So I think just being international, he has some things he can offer as far as perspective goes and stuff like that. But yeah, shout out to Blade.
But not merchandise, because he can't get Faygo or CDs. So.
Huh?
He said he has a lot to offer, but then you're telling me everything he can't offer. Like,
that's what I mean. Like, the kind of content he can make content like about the fact that he kind of misses out on things. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. I don't know.
I just can't take you serious with your hat 2 inches off your head.
I know. I'm about to take it off.
You can't. It's a New Year's.
Wait. This might actually help it. God, my hair looks like shit. We slap on the Riddle Box hat, and then we slap.
Don't break it.
Look at that. It's the cheap-ass Dollar Tree one. It doesn't matter if it breaks. Here we go. That looks.
That's hard-earned money.
I'm kidding. That actually don't look terrible.
You know the hunt I had to go on for New Year's? Like, can you uncover your eyebrows at least?
No,
it looks ridiculous.
It's not like anybody can see them.
That's the point. We can't see them. You got them covered.
Because it's blurry, is what I'm saying.
No, and you got your hat so far down.
But yeah, shouts out to DJ Crystal Clear. He said something about, sorry he left the Discord. That's the thing, man. I want it to be kind of a nice neutral space, but I can't control what other people do. So I hated to see you leave, but also, you know, if you feel like if you don't feel comfortable being there, I don't want you to feel like you have to be there. So I get it. I get leaving. But if you'd like to join the Discord, link in the description. It's the link tree. Click on that. You'll see all the social media links. The Discord's in there. That'll get you to the Discord server. I said it in a couple videos recently that it kind of has taken on a life of its own, and we got a great community there of people that interact with each other. And most of the time, I'm just reading what's going on, because I'm like, there's conversations going on I'm not even part of some of the time. So it's awesome to see it take its own life like that. Smash the like. Oh shit. Blade says they actually did get some Faygo shops here this year. That's dope. Yes, Nobody Man. That's a good segue and plug for you. You see Nobody Man's chat comment dingy. You want to take it away? You
so
want
refreshing.
Me to?
Yes, finally, long overdue. Lights Out concert vlog is now uploaded, but this is like the best concert vlog I think I've ever uploaded, and it's all thanks to DC's help. You know, new editor. He helped me edit it. Like, you spent so much time on it, man. It took so long to upload and save, and
yeah. But
it turned out so good. And not only is the editing really good, but this is like the first concert vlog that I filmed on my new phone.
Yeah.
So it's really good quality.
Yeah, and that was the issue for anybody.
Well, the best that I've ever had. I'll say that.
Yeah. So for anybody that may be wondering why, that was the biggest part. Is it was shot with your phone, iPhone 12, and the editor I was using, is nice. It's very user friendly, but it does very basic stuff. I was using
Yeah.
VideoPad. I've been using VideoPad for years. Never really had any issues with it, but I guess as I've upgraded equipment, it kind of bogged down a little more. It couldn't really handle some of the better resolution videos that we were filming. I think I tried to do a 4K video one time and it just would not. It was like, nope, not going to happen.
Yep.
So finally, it was time to upgrade, and I'm now using Power Director, which is a pretty nice editor. It's taking a little bit to kind of get familiar with all the bells and whistles, but I'm starting to like it quite a bit. I've made a few cool little intros.
Mhm.
One of them for a series that I'm hoping to debut really soon here on the channel. But yeah, I've been enjoying this new editor quite a bit. So
yeah, Lights Out concert vlog is up on my channel, Meg's Diamond. Meg's being MEG with a Z. And I'm super proud of it, and made me kind of sad that we didn't go to more concerts this year.
Yeah.
I guess because it was kind of like, wow, that we went to Lights Out, Ryan Reagan,
Right.
Collective Soul. You went to Twisted.
Yep. Shouts out to Coma.
I had to sit out on that one, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I would have totally been there.
Which it wasn't the same without you at all. But right now in Louisville, they're actually doing a show right now.
I'm glad you had fun, but I'm also glad that you could have had more. Like, you missed me.
It's kind of what happened at the 2018 gathering. Like, I went without you, and it wasn't the same. The thing is I'm just so introverted, and you're my concert buddy, and you help comfort me, I guess, in those moments.
I just want to say to everyone at the concert, you know who you are, like Sean Z, Coma. Thank you for taking care of my introvert. Like, thank you for checking on him. I know, even though I wasn't there, I know he was probably in the back, and he probably didn't move the whole concert. And thank you for checking on him and making sure he was okay.
Technically, I did move because I originally started in like the middle of the back, and then realized there was an even further back spot that I could be. So I moved further back.
Aww.
But it was nice because it was out by the door.
Can you please uncover your eyebrows?
They are uncovered. I can't help it if the hat's pulling itself down. Why does that bother you so much?
Because they're your eyebrows.
Who cares? Who cares?
That would be like me wearing my glasses like this and saying, I can't say anything. Well, no shit. Your glasses are close to
What
me
have
up
I ever
here.
said that I can't see with my hat, though?
Yeah, you look. Your peripheral vision is so bad. You don't need anything else obstructing your view. Are you listening?
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes and no.
What did I say?
That my vision sucks as it is, and I don't need anything to
peripheral vision. Yeah.
Fair enough. Technically, your peripheral is like left and right, isn't it? I guess up and down too. You're right.
It's whatever you're not directly looking at.
Gotcha.
I don't know why it bothers me. I guess it's like you ever see like when your sleeves like turn and like I always fix them.
Yeah.
When someone else has it, I'm thinking to myself like, fix it, man, fix it. But I don't like go up to them and do it.
Yeah.
But you're my husband, so I can say, hey, and cover your eyebrows, man.
I don't know. To me, it seems like such a little nitpick, and I don't fully understand it.
I really didn't get to talk to Coma, but I did want to say thank you, like personally, for just like taking care of him and keeping an eye on him and welcoming him into your home. And
yeah,
you're a really good homie, and I mean we've known you for years, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Coma, I tried to talk Megs into going down for New Year's Eve today because I know Buckshot has that thing going on, but I think, do you think you're just maybe getting burnt out on traveling? Because I know you said something about it's too far.
If you would have hit me up like 2 weeks ago.
I did.
You said it this morning.
No. I said it like 2 weeks ago.
But you brought it up this morning. You were like, oh, we should go down. And I'm thinking, had I? Like, you always wait to the last minute, and I hate that. Like, I gotta have time to like plan, you know? I'm like, like people hit me up, you free today? No, bitch. I've been busy for 2 weeks. I got 2 weeks in advance plan. Yeah, you need to hit me up. Hey, what are you doing next month?
We do tend to like plan ahead.
But I think that that's just me. Like, I'm a planner. So we have like our own personal calendars. And then we have like a big dry erase board one on the fridge. And I just add to it so that he's in the loop because he won't put it in his calendar. Yeah. And I'm usually like 2-3 weeks ahead. planned.
So I guess if there's something I see that I want to go to, I should write it on that calendar. And be like, what do you think about this?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I can do that. Fair enough. Not even gonna go to the Buckshot thing tonight. I don't blame you. I honestly know I would go. I would go for Super Famous Fun Time Guys and All El Zuli Lou. Those are the two that was like, I kind of want to go to this. What is he even calling it? Is it New Year's Eve? Weirdo's Eve. That's what it is. Weirdo's Eve. But the two acts I'd want to be there for is Axe and Super Famous Fun Time Guys.
Lights Out.
Lights Out.
Who was at Lights Out?
I was.
The Juggalo in the back.
Woo! Yes.
Who performed?
Who? Oh! I thought you were asking the chat who was at Lights Out. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I got yeah. I had a dumbass attack there.
So, who was performing at Lights Out?
I gotta remember the lineup. It was Trilogy, it was Project Born, it was Dayton Family,
Blaze, it was
Blaze, ABK, Boondocks, DJ Clay,
it was ABK.
It was we're overlapping there a little bit.
It was Light.
Light was there. Straight Jacket did a couple songs. Schizo came out and did a couple things.
Yeah, it was really so my impression, I didn't mean this to be like a concert review, but the venue was so nice. Like, I would say my top 5, probably my top 3. The bathrooms were nice. It was accessible. There was tons of seating and spaces to spread out, or like, things to lean against if because if you're standing for a long time or whatever. I loved that because I'm being short, that there was areas to get up higher. So if I want to be down in I don't know if you would call it the mosh pit, but the main, up against the stage, I could. And the stage was high enough that I could still see. And if I couldn't because someone was tall in front of me, I could just go in the back where there's stairs and I would be up higher. Yeah. Or the balcony and be even higher. That was so nice. Because the Emberson Theater, it I literally can't see. It sucks being short and not being able to see. And the closer I get, the harder it is to see when the floor is flat. So this venue was really nice. The lighting was good. They had good air quality. They had doors and windows and stuff open. And there was a nice breeze and because people smoke inside and stuff. So
that was probably the big thing that I liked about the Crow's Foot is just being upstairs.
Being able to go chill somewhere, but not being so big that you get lost, Yeah.
And the bad thing though about because they're at the Twisted show, I think it was called Headliners. They had an upstairs down in Louisville, yeah.
So a separate concert you're talking about.
Yeah. They had an upstairs area, and I went up there to talk to the Replicon Radio guys. It was so hot. There's no way I would want to be up there. I felt bad for Frankie. It's Frankie P or Freaky P. I keep messing his name up. No. But I felt so bad for him because he was up there and it was hot as hell. I was talking to him and I didn't want to rush off, but I was ready to rush off because it was so hot.
Well, the one that Lights Out, it had a balcony, so they had the doors open, and it was really nice. And it was clean. I mean, it wasn't no 5-star, but it was a nice venue. I really top 3 for sure.
Yeah, and they do a lot of shows there. I've seen.
Yeah.
I've seen ABK do a lot of shows there. I think DJ Clay's done a few.
And I really can't speak for everyone, but I didn't see anyone get harassed.
No, I didn't.
Because at some shows, they do harass people. Hey, you're not supposed to be up here. It's VIP only. Blah blah blah. I mean, they do. They'll harass you. You can't go out here. You got to smoke out this way. You can't go here. You can't. I mean, it's you'll see people getting pulled out of the mosh pit. I didn't see any of that. Everyone was super chill. Of course, nobody was causing problems either. But it was a really nice venue, and I felt like Light did his absolute best to put on the best show he was capable of, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
He put 110% into it.
Yeah.
Even if you don't like his music or you're not feeling it, if you watch the vlog, you can tell he's putting everything into it he can. And you can tell they practice choreography. Is that how you say it?
Choreography.
You could tell they practiced that, and it was planned. They went out on time. Like, he had his shit together, and it was a good show. And you could tell, like, his goal was to entertain and, like, make sure that everybody had the best time as possible. You could, you know. The only bad part was I was sick, or I had just gotten over being sick. So I wasn't sick anymore, but I was still, like, just dehydrated and tired and in pain, uncomfortable, you know. But other than that, like, it was really good. Now, Brian Regan,
yep.
I did not like that concert because of seats.
Oh, yeah.
And I hate to be the person that says this because it's going to sound so shitty. The girl that sat next to me was like this huge, like very thick arm, big breasted woman. Like, she was huge. And I'm, you know, overweight, chubby.
That was a Collective Soul.
Yes.
So
us being next to each other was just not a good combination. And I could tell she was trying to, like, do one of these things and keep to herself, but her arms were so big, they were over my chair line into my space, and she was sleeveless, so she was all sweaty, and I was just, like, literally, like, I could not, like, curl up any smaller, and I felt so bad for her because I knew that she was uncomfortable, but I was uncomfortable, too. I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to sit there.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know.
Yeah, it was the same venue as Brian Regan.
It was such a tight, and, like, you couldn't stand because you would be bumping into people in front of you, and then, like, you couldn't sit. Like, it was just really uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to go again for, like, a concert like that, I don't think.
Yeah, the comedy show was pretty good because we got to stay seated.
Yeah, but then, too, like, I got stuck next to this really big, wide-shouldered man, and then I have you on the other side.
Big shoulder guy.
You both were like this, but, like, your shoulders don't fold. He was, like, all up on me. You were all up on me, and I was just kind of like, I'm squished because this stranger's touching me, and I don't know what to do.
You know what does fold, though?
I don't want to make him uncomfortable because, you know, being a man, I'm thinking to myself, he's probably so uncomfortable, like, trying not to make me uncomfortable. You know, does that make sense?
Yeah.
He was, like, an older man, so he was probably doing his best to, like, you know, not touch me, and it just wasn't. That venue is just not a good venue.
Yeah. We've gone to a few shows there, but
the one time we went there, I think I got stuck next to, like, a smaller person, and it was fine. You know, but like I said, like, I'm chubby too, so, like, if you stick me next to someone who's chubby, like, it's just not a good combo.
That's how
you got him on the other side of me.
I said that's how the fuck I feel. I'm not just chubby. I'm big. I'm a big guy. I got big shoulders. I got a big ass stomach.
Got a big ass bidet now.
A sweet ass bidet now.
That's the next year. We will no longer have to wipe shit off our ass.
Well, we will at work.
At home.
At home, we will no longer have to smear shit across our butt.
That was his Black Friday thing that he bought.
Amazon had a sweet deal on bidets, and I bought 2 of them. One for downstairs and one for upstairs. So I don't ever have to wipe my ass at home again, because I have a hairy butt. Not to be too graphic, not that any of you guys really care about any of that.
If they see your arms and how hairy they are, I'm pretty sure they can come up to their own conclusion. His back's probably hairy, his butt's probably hairy, his balls are probably hairy, his legs are probably hairy.
Yeah. I could show you my chest, but I'm not going to show you my chest.
You could just, like, pull it down a little bit.
No. I don't do that for free. So,
how much would it take?
$17. A $17 super chat is what it would take for me to show my chest.
Now, is that take your shirt off completely, or just like?
Oh no, I'm not taking the shirt off completely.
Well, that's not worth it.
That's for me to flash my chest. That's if anybody wants to see my man titties right now, and it's going to be quick.
Doesn't matter. It's a live stream. You can pause it and screenshot it.
Freak. I actually already have heard that song. I was playing it for Megs earlier. She got stuck in her head.
I did.
That clean ass butthole.
So the bidet, like, I was super nervous to use it. He was all about it. Like, he's used it before at somewhere he used to work at.
Yep.
And he was all like, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. And I'm just like, eh. But then I finally did try it reluctantly. And my opinion has changed. It is actually pleasantly nice. It does feel like, I'll say this.
How did I describe it?
There's different kinds of bidets, okay? There's ones that have warm water. They have air dryers, okay? Ours ain't like that. Ours is the cheapest version you can get. So, that being said, that shit is fucking cold. My butthole was numb when I first, like, it was so cold. Yeah. But now
Goodbye, hat.
that I'm, like, adjusted to it and I know, like, how to do the controls and stuff for it, I will say it is very nice. You have to wear your hat. It's New Year. You have to. It's New Year's. It's not
just jumped off of me. You saw the try to commit suicide there.
You know, and it's like getting out of the shower. That's kind of what it feels like.
Yeah, which is exactly how I described it, right?
So you still have to use toilet paper to kind of like dry your tushy off because it's like, you know, just got sprayed.
I actually haven't been doing that. What I will do is I will finish spraying and I'll just kind of drip dry that for a minute. And then I'll get up like this a little bit and kind of twerk my ass, bob my ball sack in and out of the water a couple times like a yo-yo.
Maybe I have to. Seriously?
Yeah. You see how stretchy my nuts are.
What?
Seriously, yes. When I do this kind of motion, my balls are right down into that water, right back out.
Anyways, it will change your life. If you do get the opportunity to ever try one, just, you know, you should do it.
It's very like, I know there's kind of this like social stigma of like, oh, it's weird. Why would you want a bidet? It's amazing. Like, think about it. You guys hopefully are washing your buttholes when you take a shower or when you go get in the bathtub. It's literally like a little shower for your butthole right after you get done doing the worst thing you can do to your butthole, and that's take a poop. Actually, I take that back. Anal sex is probably the worst thing you could do because that's just ow. But anyway.
Wait. How would you know?
I don't. What I'm saying is there's probably worse things than poop. But anyway, one of the things that's going to get your butthole really dirty is taking a poop, right? So you're getting a shower right after you do the dirtiest thing to your butthole. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. I'm with Freak. It'll change your life. And it has changed my life. It sounds like it's changed your life.
I wouldn't say it's changed my life, but it is nice to use. And there's an option for like if you go pee, so like it sprays like up further,
yeah,
like on your coochie. And I mean, it can't hurt, right? I mean, freshen up a little bit down there.
Yeah, and I'll say this: the feminine feature sprays a little more.
It sounds like when your balls are dipping in poop water, you need to use the feminine feature to wash your balls off.
That's what I was about to say. Like,
wait, you do?
The feminine side will get a bit closer. Well, the other thing too is I have a mile-long ass crack, so like switching it between the two is nice because then it gets like different areas.
That's why you're in there so fucking long.
So
that and drip drying.
Yeah, well, gotta drip dry. Otherwise, you get your underwear all wet. But yeah, I'll tell you what. You guys can hit me up. I'll send you the address. You come over, try the bidet. It'll change your life.
So I would
I'm
like
just kidding. Don't do that.
We have 3 like favorite things of the year. If that's okay to segue. So the first one is your favorite concert of this year. And we kind of talked about what ones we've already been to. So, I mean, really, the ones your only options are like Twisted or Lights Out, really. Pretty much, yeah.
I mean, well, Collective Soul is pretty cool because I've been listening to Collective Soul since I was a kid. Like, I've been listening to Collective Soul longer than I've been listening to ICP.
You know what was cool about that concert? They had like a live piano and a live guitar, and that was really cool.
The only thing with Collective Soul that really threw me off, because I wanted to sing the songs as the songs are, but he would do it differently. Like, he wasn't singing like the song was. He was like, you could tell he was trying to put on a show. He was trying to be a showman. To me, it threw me off because I'm sitting there singing the song as the song is sung, and he's changing shit. It's like, it just threw me for a loop. So that would be one thing about that concert that kind of like threw off my vibe a little bit, is I'm trying to vibe to the music, but the music I'm vibing to isn't the music I'm vibing to. Does that make sense?
So if you guys want to like comment your favorite concert, we'll read them. You can just comment as we go, and then when we get done with our 3 favorite things, we'll just read the comments. So that gives you guys some more time to kind of comment and be inclusive. I would say, I guess mine's Lights Out. We don't really go to a lot of concerts this year, so it's not, you know. The second one was your favorite video.
Whoa. I didn't even get to say what my favorite was.
Well, hurry up.
Lights Out.
Okay.
I did have a lot of fun at Twisted, but I think the element of being kind of, I went to the show hungry. I fucked up with that. And I was introverted as all get out, and I went with a slight headache that I was fighting off. So that kind of dampened my experience, which really sucks because the last time we went and saw Twisted at the Spooktacular Horror Show, I had a similar issue. I had face paint that got in my eye and ruined the experience for me. I don't know what it is about when I go to Twisted shows. It's almost like there's some kind of dark carnival entity trying to ruin my experience or something.
No, it's called you're susceptible to headaches and you purposely didn't eat, which was stupid.
No, I wasn't. I was very stupid.
That's what caused it. So that we'll go to another Twisted show hopefully, and hopefully next time we'll get to go together.
Well, I was actually going to ask you before we segue about.
I'll be your Valentine. I would love to.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to make a mental note for later. We can talk about Astronomicon. They've already announced the dates for. And I know in the past we've talked about wanting to go to that or being curious about going to that.
What dates are they?
March 3rd, I think.
Is that like a Friday, Saturday?
Yeah, it'd be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So, like, could I go to work Friday though still?
I think so.
I'll have to look at it. So, Nobody Man says that his favorite concert was Gorefest.
Gorefest.
Yep.
Nice.
So, next on the list is a favorite video that you uploaded this year. And for the chat and people watching, you can comment. What was your favorite video that you got to watch this year? Like, what's a video that you really enjoyed that one of us or both of us did and you want to see more of? I mean, I know my favorite video this year. But
So is it kind of like a two-way street? Is it our favorite video that we uploaded and then our favorite video we saw from another
you could do
content creator?
both and we can shout out some like smaller channels or something, yeah.
Well, this wouldn't be a small. He was a smaller channel, but he fucking surpassed me this year.
What was your favorite video that you uploaded this year?
My favorite video that I uploaded, I would probably have to give it up to The Time Has Come. When I first got all the Ala Zulilu CDs, I finally started listening to Ala Zulilu. I did that whole little bit as I was a preacher. I was going for...
You had fun filming that?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I was trying to go for more of... I think I was trying to do the preacher from Hallelujah, a Legs Diamond preacher. It came out more as a Jump Steady, Big Money Hustlers preacher.
I like that though.
But I like it when I add
like,
comedy like that.
Like
yeah.
our old skits that we used to do. Yeah. We used to do a lot of skits. I'm like incredibly embarrassed to even like go back and watch. My favorite video is the canal vlog that I filmed. I had never been on a canal before. It was very interesting and very weird to step into a boat that wasn't like on the water, but was like in the water.
Yeah.
That was kind of weird. And the best part was getting to share that with you and Dad. And it was a really fun experience. And it's my favorite video because when I go back and watch it, there's a lot of clips of like in the water and stuff. And it was just, it's relaxing and just so calming and so beautiful. I really like the memorial one, the vlog that we did on a train, but I would have to say the canal.
Yeah.
Just because the scenery was so pretty.
Yeah.
And I feel like it showed up really good on the camera, and I was really pleasantly happy with that.
I think it was filmed with your new phone too, wasn't it?
I don't know. I did not do a lot of vlogs this year. There's been a lot of reasons for that, but yeah.
Yeah. That was a fun experience. It was different, like you were saying.
Yeah, it was, yeah. So, the last one, third one, is your peak and your pit of the year. This is something that me and DC do a lot. We'll do, if we haven't seen each other for a few days, we've been kind of distant, sometimes we'll just like cuddle up on the couch and do like peak and pit of the day or the week and just kind of touch base with each other. And peak and pit is basically like your highest peak and your lowest pit of day, month, week, year, whatever. So what was yours, do you know?
Peak of the year. That one's a little tough to say, I guess. Because there was a lot of good moments this year.
What are some of those good moments?
Oh, some of the different get-togethers we've had. the things that you and I have gone and done, like going to Lights Out, going to the Henry Ford finally,
So maybe the Michigan trip was your peak then.
Yeah, maybe so, yeah.
Yeah, that was a nice trip.
That was a nice trip.
We kind of splurged a little bit on a hotel, which we never do. And it was, kind of fun to go on a trip like that. My peak was definitely the new job. I got a new job this year. I'm teaching life skills to special needs students in the elementary school, and it is amazing. And I think that was something so long overdue for me, just a change of workplace. Not particularly the job itself. And I didn't realize, I knew where I worked was toxic, and it was not good for my mental health. I knew I was unhappy. I think you had several talks with me, like, babe, you need to, like, look elsewhere or whatever.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize how toxic and how bad for my health it was until I left and was able to experience a place that treats their employees very well and has good morale. Because all the places I've worked have had pretty low morale.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is really like the first place that I've worked where they're like, have a good morale team. They actually do stuff for the staff, appreciation, the support. Like, it just kind of feels like, for me?
Yeah.
Like, you giving me a free drink today for what?
Yeah.
And it just was so long overdue.
Yeah.
And I really needed it for my mental health. Like, I started to get...
Overall, you seem a lot happier. There's only one thing that you really stress about with your new job, and that's just money.
I took a pay cut.
So overall, I'd say it was definitely a damn good thing. Shout out to Subnoy Soldier. I think that's supposed to be Soldier. It says Solider though. I think that's supposed to say Soldier. Maybe a typo. Fat finger sometimes. 99-cent super sticker. He also commented, "Did y'all ever try Firework Faygo?" Yes, actually. About this time last year, I did like a taste test / review of it, as well as then did a giveaway for 3 bottles that I picked up at Hallowicked 2021.
So you liked it overall?
Overall, I like Firework Faygo? Yeah, overall it was good. I can't drink pop much anymore because it kills my teeth. I'm telling you guys, take care of your teeth, especially if you're still young and you like have a chance to take care of your teeth. I did not do that, and I'm paying for it now as an adult.
So I think for me financially, during COVID, like, I was making more than you.
Yeah.
And there was days that I was working like 6 days a week. There was a couple times I worked like 7 days a week. And it was really nice when I was able to give you like $100 here and there for your car payment or to help you in ways like you used to help me.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed that. I think that was really nice, just having the extra money, being able to help you. Like, you helped me when I was in college.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have finished college if it wasn't for you. So it was nice to be able, like, for me, it felt like my way to kind of repay that favor. So taking the pay cut to where you make more than me puts me in that position where I'm not able to help you like I was. And that kind of sucks. And I feel like it makes me feel like I'm not an equal to you anymore.
You still are. You always were. Yeah.
Just makes me feel inferior, like not making enough or as much. And I have to save up twice as much to even save up anything, and just kind of puts some strain on, wanting to.
We kind of already had that dynamic though before we were ever married, and now we're actually married. So
yeah, but I'm happy there.
Yeah,
like, they treat me really good. I really can't complain. Like, there's really nothing I can really complain about other than the pay.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like gradually that could go up, right? So
yeah. So I don't really see anything in the chat as far as everybody else's. Oh,
yeah, check
your pit. What is your pit?
Oh, my pit of the year. Bouncing off of what you just kind of said, my pit was you leaving where I work at. that was definitely the pit.
Oh,
Because we did the same thing. We worked in the same department, and our boss actually was like bragging about us. Like she would say that, oh, my married couple I have, were
she'd go to like conventions or like, events and like brag up. Yeah, because I was there first, and he started part-time in another department, but he would come down and visit me. And I was in an office where there was 3 desks, so we were short-staffed, like always short-staffed, and you weren't getting your hours down there, and you needed some extra money. And I was like, hey, why don't you come help in this department?
Yeah.
And you actually did really good at it. And I know that one of the complaints you had was not having your own desk, your own space, because you were just kind of like a fill-in.
Yeah.
Like you were doing all the work that everybody else was, but didn't get like the credit of having your own computer, your own desk. So when a desk came available, I was kind of like, hey, like, if you, this is your chance. And so he basically got the desk next to me, and we got to work together, and it was awesome. Yeah. We weren't in an office all day long. Like it wasn't like a cubicle situation. We were going out to the community. I traveled to other towns constantly for that job. You were mostly in that location, that town, that county.
I was really local, and you were in neighboring cities.
So yeah, we got to see each other for lunch maybe twice a week, or it was really nice.
Yeah.
And then when I left, he took my chair, my desk, my computer, everything I worked 4 years for.
Yeah, pretty much.
But I'm, it's in good hands. And that was part of the toxicity, is like all the desks had missing keys but mine to lock. And then, all the chairs are so crappy, held together with duct tape.
Yeah.
And they won't buy us new computer chairs.
Yeah.
So I had to wait for people to quit and then change out chairs. And I finally got the nicest one available there, which was still a piece of crap. And same thing with the computer. I had to wait people out. I would switch phones with someone when they quit. So it took me 4 years to accumulate like the best desk, the best chair, the best computer. So you kind of have this sense of like, oh, well, I can't leave because look how hard I had to work for these things. But in reality, these are all pieces of shit, and we deserve so much more. We deserve freaking chair that works, and a freaking, computer that works, and the amount of money that we're bringing in, like we deserve that. So that was part of the like toxicity, and I will tell people the one thing that I learned from that experience is if you are thinking about leaving, you probably should.
Yeah. Because
here's the thing. Picture yourself as your son or your daughter. Would you want them working there? Or would you tell them you need to look for a new job? And that's really what it came down to. If that was my daughter working there, I would be like, honey, you need to go elsewhere. This is not good. But I couldn't see that when I was in it. I wish I would have left sooner. Yeah. But, maybe if I left sooner, I wouldn't have got the position I had. And, I'm thankful for the experience that I had there and all the things I learned there. So if it wasn't for that job, I wouldn't have landed the one I have now. So I am grateful for that. But I will say, like, if you're second guessing yourself, don't. And you're to that point where you're like dreading work and you're miserable and you're having physical or mental repercussions from your job, it's time to look. And when I looked, I had like 6 months of interviews. I had so many fucking interviews. But I wasn't desperate, because I already had a job. That's the best time to look. Because I was going into the interviews, interviewing them. Why should I work for you? What can you offer me? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's the way to do it. Don't think of it like, if you wait till like you quit on a bad day or you get fired, like then it becomes like a panic thing. Like you have to take whatever job you can get.
Right.
So, what was your pit?
That was the pit. Kind of turned into a rant, but you're good.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. My pit.
Yeah, that was my pit.
my pet is my dad's health diagnosis.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, I don't know if a lot of your viewers watch my vlogs, but my dad's been in them for a long time. And he had cancer a long time ago. He's been technically, like medically cancer free for like 8 to 10 years.
He's been in remission since like
for like
2010.
8 years, yeah. And then
more than that.
He got
right?
diagnosed with a different kind of cancer, which I don't understand how that's fair for this man to have to go through this all over again. So, but this time, I'm very hopeful. Like, he had a good surgeon. They felt like they got a lot of it out. So, he gets to be home this time. Last time his chemo was like, it was bad. Like, he was on his deathbed. He had to live down, out of town at the hospital that he was at. It was like a big city. I don't know if I should say Indianapolis. He had to live in Indianapolis.
People know we live in Indiana, so.
Yeah, and he was in the hospital for like a week or two, go to his apartment for a few days, then back in the hospital. Like, it was awful. He didn't really get to come home. So this time he'll get to be home and get his treatments. So he's got like a port. He'll get like the port chemo and then the pill form, which I didn't know this, y'all. It's like 6 pills in the morning and then 4 at night every day. Like, that's nuts.
Yeah.
Like, these people who go through chemo, like, ain't they going through enough? We can't like make this more simpler for them. Like, do you know how many people have cancer? Like, it's nuts. Like, we gotta do something. Like, someone needs to do something about that.
Do you think that they have a cure, but they're not telling anybody? Because it makes them a lot of money.
Have you heard about the dog dewormer?
No.
People are swearing. I don't know. I don't want to spread false news.
Yeah.
But I have seen a lot online about certain types of cancer. People have taken dog dewormer, and it's like worked.
That's kind of crazy.
Like, if they were saying like for like colon cancers and things, I think, because they're saying like a lot of us have worms and don't even know it, like from eating meat and stuff. So that when they poop, they have the freaking worms that come out. So my thought is, shouldn't we all be taking dewormer if we might have if a doctor told me you had one worm in me, I would be like, deworm me. Like, that would drive me crazy.
Yeah. I might be tempted.
Here's my perspective, because you asked me this, and I know I'm like hogging the floor today. So let me back up a little bit. You hear people say like climate change, like, oh, we need solutions. We have solutions. They're just not implemented. They're not affordable. They're not accessible to everybody. We have solutions. We don't need a climate solution. We have solutions. We just aren't implementing them.
Right.
So kind of, and back to your question, like, do you think we have? I do. I just don't think we're implementing them. Whether that be the answer is to go like chemical-free food, or, what if the answer is no cars on the road, so no emissions and cancer's, solved? Or I don't know what the answer is. I think we have it. We're just not implementing it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's someone somewhere has, that's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I personally think they have something locked away. But again, it makes them a lot of money.
Oh, yeah.
Raziel with, I think it's just like a highlighted comment. It's a member perk. He's been a member for a couple months. It says 1 month there. But he's been a member off and on, I think, through the last 2 years that I've done
Happy
memberships.
1 month.
He says, Happy New Year from Open-Hearted Juggalos, and I think Juggalos in Recovery? He just put Recovery, but I think it's Juggalos in Recovery, right? I've heard of that group.
I'm not sure, honestly.
I don't know if you kind of want to sidetrack to a topic about recovery, but
no, I just think, like, if we can put a man on the moon, we can send freaking shit to Jupiter. We just watched that.
Yeah.
They're literally sending things to Jupiter that are communicating back. Well, we can't condense six pills for somebody who's already going through like. Yeah. See, that's what kind of like what you were saying, like solutions. You can't tell me there's not a solution to condense those 6 pills.
Right. Well, there is, but if you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Taking 6 pills and 4 pills, you run out of pills quicker and have to buy more pills than just taking 1 pill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said it is open-hearted juggalos in recovery. Okay. I haven't heard of that group. I've heard of the
I
other
haven't
one.
either. So thanks for bringing awareness to that.
Yeah, I know a lot of people struggle with addiction. You know.
Did you see Light's post on Facebook about that?
How he's been alcohol-free? I did. You know. I wanted to comment something, but I didn't know what to comment or how to comment because I didn't want to. I wanted to say something about like, you know, how I stopped drinking at 20, but I was like, no, like to me it felt like I would have been like
comparing.
Yeah, and I didn't want to compare.
I think just saying congratulations, you know, and
yeah, I hit like.
You know, people fall off the wagon and just supporting them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like his sister's been cigarette free for a long time now, and it's amazing. And like every time she brings it up, I just tell her like, "We're so proud of you. Like I'm so happy that you're cigarette free." Like,
yeah. And I honestly, I'll be completely honest with you, I never thought she would have quit smoking. I honestly never saw it coming.
Not fidget with that so you don't break it.
Okay, he said it's a more open-hearted and open-minded approach to recovery. Every path is different, so we are here for those associated with other recovery programs. That's awesome.
That's awesome. Like any extra support.
KJ Riddle in the chat, Happy New Year. KJ Riddle has been a fucking long-time supporter.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How many years have you known him?
Well, we ran into him at the Hollow Wicked tour in 2018 there in Fort Wayne. He was there. I ran into him there. He was one of like 3 people that bought my first run of t-shirts that I had back in 2017, 2018. He was like one of the only ones that bought one of those shirts. He's been a member since I started memberships like 2 years ago. Like long time fucking supporter. Shout out to KJ Riddle, man. He has been supporting what the fuck I do for a while.
It's awesome too. Like
he's been around forever. Exactly. KJ Riddle's been around forever.
Thinking about like the friendships that you've developed through YouTube.
Yeah. That
you never would have otherwise. Like that's kind of cool to think about. Too.
Well, Echo Side Fiend. You remember do you know how I met him? He won a giveaway. He was a subscriber, won a giveaway of mine. I think it was the Marvelous Missing Link Found giveaway I did in 2015. Is how I kind of got introduced to him, and then from there we just formed a friendship. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is. Wesley Beck says, "Did you hear the unreleased Ain't Seen Nothing with Jay and ABK?"
I haven't. That's the first I'm hearing of it.
Thoughts on it would be dope.
That is the first I'm hearing of it. If you are in my Discord server, link it to me. If you're not in my Discord server, hit me up on Instagram or somewhere. Because I haven't heard of it.
I probably like butchered that when I read it. It's Ain't Seen Nothing. It's with Jay and ABK.
Gotcha.
Speaking of that, Big Hoodoo popped out.
Oh, that's right. He is in the Discord server. That's right. Hit me up on Discord.
Poked out at Lights Out.
Yeah, that's right. He was there. He just didn't perform, but he was there. He was there. That's right.
So Wesley also says that he bought the Mario logo shirt a long time ago, but
he said he would have bought.
You need to do the tie-dye like I did.
Yeah, he said
no. I can do it for you if you want. Like I'll hook you up.
Wesley Beck. In the description right now is a link for t-shirt. I have t-shirts out again. I just don't properly promote them because.
What sizes do you offer?
I believe it goes from small all the way up to 5X now. Because I'm a big boy too, and I know what it's like to need big boy shirts. And there was actually one on my storefront here. There was a shirt I made. I messed up because you can select different brands of t-shirts to offer. And I selected one that only went to 3X. I took that motherfucker down and put another one back up that went up to 5X. Because, again, I know what it's like to be a big boy. So I need big boy shirts. So there's a link to get just shirts or hoodies, but then there's also another link where they have coffee mugs, they have tumblers, they have glasses, they have notebooks, they have shorts. Because my thought was you get a pair of shorts to go with your shirt. And I know I could combine the two, but the shirts from Store Frontier are really nice quality. So I kind of want to keep that one separate. And the other one is through Teespring. I have no idea how good those shirts are. So I just figured maybe the products that they offer, that I could offer a different array. So they got like notebooks and stuff, which is really cool. I wish Store Frontier offered more product variety, but all they have is like t-shirts, hoodies, onesies for your baby. I'm like, don't buy a baby onesie. That's like, you're gonna use it for how long and then trash it. So, and then they have face masks. They have face masks too. But I think we're kind of done with face masks right now.
Unless they buy a onesie for their dog.
That's true. That's true, I guess.
Because remember when we had to put the diaper on ours when she was...
Yeah.
We had to hold the diaper on somehow, so...
That's true. Ivy Killa says, Happy New Year to the both of you. Happy New Year to you, Ivy. I remember was it in a Juggalo chat? Or it might have been in a Juggalo talk, or it was in some kind of a live stream or something where I thought Ivy was a girl. I think because the name Ivory.
Yeah, because we know what Ivory.
Yeah, we do. Actually, through EchoSight Feed. So, yeah, what's next up on the list of things to discuss?
Okay, so we went through our favorite things, our peak in our pit.
And
now we have news. Which one of them we've already went over thanks to Nobody Man, which is the Lights Out concert vlog finally being up on my channel.
Yeah.
The other one is Ouija Mac announced a new event.
Juggalo.
And don't look at my itinerary because Ouija Mac is not spelled right.
I can't see your itinerary, so
don't look at it because it ain't spelled right.
It'd be kind of funny just to say how you spelled it. I'm curious now.
I spelled it. Listen, I feel like I need to defend myself here. I need you to know before I release this information. I spelled it with the full intent of ain't nobody gonna see this but me. So it don't fucking matter.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But I spelled it Wiggi.
Why? I would have figured. I figured you'd do EE, like wee. Oh, you did like the console Wii, didn't you?
Yeah, Wiggi. Wiggy Mac.
Okay, Wiggy.
Wiggy.
Hey, we should start calling him Wiggy.
I know it starts with an O. I know it's not spelled right. I don't care.
Listen, people start calling him Wiggy Mac, and people go
Wiggy Mac.
Because one of the guys from Deck Wendell, he calls him Ouija. He like enunciates the A, Ouija, instead of Ouija.
You do have a couple people in the chat that said hi to you that you might want to touch on.
The Last Campfire, what up? Snaps is in the ha. Snaps actually just reached 1,000 subscribers recently. That's the big milestone. And then it's like every 1,000 subscribers. Yay!
We are so fucking annoying. Like, could you imagine if we like bread?
Like if we had bread or if we made bread?
No, if we bread.
If we were bread or
no,
if we like.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, I skipped a part. It kind of has to go like this, then it has to go like this, and then it goes.
Yeah. Just I'm totally filming this later and like yeah.
Well, see, I want to make a new intro for Juggalo Talk, and I need funny clips.
That would be perfect. Just me going.
Yeah.
What was it? We were at Target, and there was like all these like baby stuff, and I was like, oh, like trying to be sweet. I was like, oh, babe, when you see this, doesn't it like make you like want a baby? And he, of course, him being him, like started talking about putting a baby in him and
baby in me.
Yeah, I would totally put a baby in you if I could.
I would totally let you put a baby in me if you could.
Oh my god, if you would
I would take that bullet.
If you would let me, I totally would put a baby in you. I would totally do it. Like, I would rub your feet. Like, I would be like the most supportive wife. If you let me.
Yeah.
I would totally put a baby in.
I would take that bullet.
Yeah.
Do it. Wait, do it me have the baby or her have the baby? Because I can't. That's what I'm saying. I would if I could, but I can't.
I would totally.
I could tote a baby.
My only hesitation is I know that I'm a lot to handle. And I sure the hell know you're a lot to handle. And I don't know if I could handle you and me together.
That is not where I thought you were going with that.
Where did you think I was going?
Well, you said you're a lot to handle.
Yeah,
So I thought you were just like meaning like while you're pregnant, you're going to be even more to handle.
No, like I full on like I would be miserable pregnant. Like,
go give me that cheeseburger now.
No, it's with my back issues. I just know that like I would be so uncomfortable, and I would just be miserable.
You would snip at me over the littlest thing. Like you would drop something like, God damn it! Why'd you let that fall?
That is so mean.
You wouldn't. I know.
You gotta give me more credit than that. That is so mean.
I didn't say. I'm just joking.
No,
I'm kidding.
I'm the type of wife that when he snores, I don't wake him up. I don't bitch him up. I just put earplugs in. I literally have earplugs on my nightstand for that reason.
Yeah.
No, but like when you're pregnant, like there's medications and stuff that you can't take. Well, you shouldn't take, right? Because it could hurt the baby. So like with my back issues, you know, what would I do? Like if the medicine that works for me now, I couldn't have. And when you're pregnant, like your back is going to be under more distress, more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just feel like I would be miserable. I would just be like in bed miserable, like, you fucking did this to me. Like that would be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you would let me, I would totally put a baby in you in a heartbeat.
You know, Snap says you can do anything you set your mind to. So I guess I just need to let you cream pie me.
And how exactly would that work? Physiologically?
I don't know.
Is this referring back to the anal you were talking about earlier?
No, I did not.
Is there a reason why you like bidets so much?
Listen, it is a known.
Listen,
listen to me, Linda.
Your what do you call that? Your statistics for your viewers.
Yeah.
Analytic, mostly male, right? And I need this answered. I heard a rumor. I heard. Now you got kids that need to leave the room, or you need to like pause this, okay? That's your warning. I heard that men, one of the reasons they take so long in the bathroom is that they will jack off while they're pooping because it stimulates their prostate. Now, is that true?
I've never actually jacked off while pooping.
Have you heard of someone jacking off when they poop?
No. I didn't even know what a blumpkin was until I played Juggalos Against Sanity.
What's a blumpkin?
It's where you get a blowjob while you're taking a shit.
So it's like a whole thing then?
Yeah.
I just want to know, is this true? Is this true? Like, are men really like in the Walmart bathroom like, well, it's my shit for the day, so I better make it count, and then they jack off while they does it? But like, all seriousness, no shame. Does it make a difference? Does it feel different?
Now, I will say this.
Than like just regularly doing? I mean, I'm just curious.
Now, first, for science reasons, I don't know how difficult this is going to be, because normally when I got a shit, and I imagine trying to hold my shit until I get, hard and jack off to time it just right. I don't know that I could do that, but I can try for research, for science.
What if you stood and did it? And then when you couldn't hold it anymore, then you sat down.
The thing is, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think the urge to shit would distract me, and I would not be able to. You
don't get a warning ever?
Like, when I'm going to shit? I do.
You never get that, like, ooh, I think in about an hour.
No, it's usually, I think I got to go. 30 seconds later, I got to go. And then it's, boom, time to go. So that's kind of how that happens. So I would literally have to hold it, get myself aroused.
I think for science, you owe it.
And I don't think I could get myself aroused while holding shit, is what I'm saying. I don't think I can become aroused while trying to hold shit back.
Have you tried it, though?
No, but I'm saying I don't think I could.
Well, for science.
Because then I guess the thought of taking a poop would probably also turn me off. So there's that. But the other thing I wanted to say is it is actually a known fact that the male prostate, which is like up the butthole, that's like where
it's not up the butthole.
It's the G spot. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I was
Your
thinking.
Your prostate is not in your intestine.
No. Your the male G spot is in the butthole, right?
No.
I've heard that.
Do you know what a prostate is?
I guess not. I guess not.
It's like behind your penis, above your balls.
So you get to it from the butthole.
It is not in your butthole.
But you could touch.
Listen, it's not in your colon, okay? But if you like, as someone commented, a couple Johnny Poo, conveniently, said something about putting a thumbs up your butt. If you were essentially, and I don't think this is for every man, because like physiologically, like, you know, your prostate is in different spots for different men.
Yeah.
You know, it sits different. If you were to put like a thumb up your butt and then pushed that way towards the front of you, you could push on your prostate. It could be very stimulating for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't know from experience. I'm just saying. I'm not a guy, but
because all I was going to say is if that's the case, they say that's supposed to be like arousing. That could explain why, more than just the fact that I'm getting my butthole clean when I use it today, and maybe it feels good because it's stimulating that prostate. Or whatever, the G spot, whatever is there. Whatever it is they say is a turn on for guys. I don't fucking know.
You need to turn the water pressure down if that's stimulating your prostate.
All I'm saying is now I'm kind of curious to see what it would be like to jerk off while you're getting your balls sprayed from the bidet. I'm just saying. Not that I'm going to do it. I'm just saying. I'm curious now.
You have the three things you need. You have a hand, you have a bidet, and you have something to jerk off.
Snap. So it sounds like your 2023 is gonna be lit. Our it's actually already been lit.
We should live stream it.
I don't know if how long you've been watching, but we were talking about it this earlier. We got 2 bidets on a Black Friday sale from Amazon, and they've been absolutely amazing. Bidets are the future.
Oh, coffee enemas. I have we watched a whole documentary on that. Remember?
No.
You know what an enema is, right?
Yes.
Remember there was this woman who was addicted to coffee enemas?
Was it this My Strange Addiction or whatever?
I think so.
Might have been. Okay, I think
yeah.
Boof it.
Alrighty, moving right along.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to transition that.
There's no good way to transition.
So back to Ouija Mac. What event did he announce?
It's called Juggalo. And I remember he had teased it as kind of like being a Juggalo day, and I think his teasing that, I don't remember. It might not have been.
You feel like it's misleading?
Day. Well, I think there's a lot of people that are starting to ask, is this going to be the new Juggalo day? Because I know, there's a lot of questions right now about Violent J. Is he okay? Is everything okay with him? Because, the last seed didn't come out. Bloody Sunday didn't come out. They didn't do Big Ballas this year, which I think that's the first time in years that they didn't do a Big Ballas. Because they did one even for 2020. It was at his house. So this is the first year in quite a few years that they didn't do a Big Ballas Christmas party. So I think there's a lot of people that are kind of worried and wondering, is he okay?
Yeah.
And then there's people that's starting to ask, is this going to be Juggalo Day? Because he it's towards the end of January.
What are your thoughts?
Maybe it's their way of trying to do a concert closer towards that Juggalo Day date, just to kind of give the Juggalo something. If Violent J is not ready to have a show, or God forbid he did relapse and is having a lot of issues with substance abuse now. Maybe. I just think it's another way for them to kind of offer another Juggalo event. I think, myself personally. I noticed the roster of who he has. To me, it feels more like a Chapter 17 event than an actual Psychopathic Records event, because I believe it's Hex. It was Ouija, of course. Who was the other two? There's 2 more I seen on there. I don't even remember. Yeah, who else was on the bill? Because I don't remember. It was Hex. I know Hex was on there. Oh, Death Plus, which Death Plus has been doing albums with Ouija, and like each one that comes out that spells out reject. So he's going to be at it, and then there's a third person. But it feels to me more like it's a Chapter 17 event, which is Ouija's label, rather than a psychopathic event. Granted, Chapter 17 is supposed to be like an affiliate, a psychopathic affiliate label kind of thing. Jimmy Knox. That's the fourth person that'll be there.
You
I
know
have no
what
idea
though?
who that is.
With the bidets, because you know that like people can link things like. Listen, I had a good idea.
We're doubling back to bidets, man.
Listen, you hired me to be your manager because I'm a good fucking manager.
Oh.
People link like the cameras they use, the microphones they use as a YouTuber in the description. You can contact the company and get a special link, and that can like they can track like people have bought this purchase 10 times through your link, and you could get like a percentage for that. If you really like advocate for these bidets, you could contact the company and say, hey, I got your product, I love it, I would love to promote it, can I get my own link? Yeah. They may even offer your subscriber like a discount.
Yeah, I mean,
you listen, who doesn't want to see DC do a bidet review?
Don't everybody sound off at once on that one.
No, but seriously, like with your humor and like characters and like how your planning that goes into it, I think we could come up with something epic.
Well, do you remember Shaggy and the Creep when they still had their show? They did. They had a sponsor video for that, like trimmer. They had a really funny skit. I could do something like that for a bidet, but
and you know what? Too, most people, and I say this because this is my experience, is kind of timid, like not knowing how does it work, because you're able to just sit down and blindly use this thing. But if we could put like a clear plexiglass over the toilet and show how it works, you know what I'm saying? And like we could like put you on the toilet, make it silly, make it funny, but like also be educational, and maybe open up some people's opinions on
Or we get a little GoPro, we stick it right underneath my ball sack while I'm spraying.
It would be underwater. It would be underwater. It was on your ball sack.
That's true.
Wait. I'm not gonna say it. Nope.
Well, what if I pull my nutsack up, flap it up over top the GoPro, and point that motherfucker right up at my butthole, so they can actually see the bidet squirting all the poop off onto the GoPro? Could you just?
Can I share what happened earlier?
What happened earlier?
Are you comfortable if I share that?
What?
What you made me take a picture of?
You might as well. Cat's already out of the bag.
Okay, so this is forewarning if you're not married. This is what you get looped into.
Yeah, this is marriage. This is what marriage. This is what you have to look forward to in marriage.
Somebody has something wrong with their butthole, like a tear, or like, oh, it hurts when I poop. You get roped into taking pictures for them.
Or at least looking for them.
And DC was so excited about his bidet. He was like, can you please take a picture of my butthole? I want to see how clean it is. So
I was curious.
Like a good wife, I did. And I was like, wow, it actually is pretty clean. Like I was shocked, because out of all the times I've seen this butthole, it was not this clean. Like this was the cleanest I've ever seen it. Okay. And I'm not exaggerating that. I'm not doing that to like selling purposes. Like that was the cleanest I've ever seen your butthole.
Like, and legit, I was so confident after seeing that picture that I would actually be willing to go to the gathering and show my butthole. Because, there's always that fear, like, is there going to be shit stains there?
So
will I have a piece of toilet paper there? Like, I don't want to show my butthole.
So back to, like, the story.
But if I used a bidet and went to the gathering with a freshly clean butthole, and day one, somebody's like, show me your butthole.
That is my butthole.
I would actually show it.
I did not give consent for that.
I'm just saying, that's how confident I am about how good my butthole looks. because of the bidet.
Okay, so back to like the story, right? He, without even like flinching, says, "How would you feel about taking a before picture so I can leave a review on the bidet website of before and after?" And I was like,
that would be pretty funny.
I'm down, but like, I don't know if you want that on the internet. You know what I mean?
But nobody would have to know it's mine. For all they know, it's a random stranger's butthole.
What's your Google username for reviews?
I could change it. I could make a different account.
Oh.
I could make like a...
They're going to know. When it's the only picture, it goes viral. It's on like the news stations and stuff. They have to blur it out. Everyone who's watched this video is going to know that's probably DC's butthole.
There was something in the chat I wanted to address. Anthony Braun said, "Hello, DCFAYGOGUY and Megs." Hello, Anthony.
Hello.
I hope I said your name right, LeBron.
LeBron James.
But Puerto Rican Chuckles asked about Ouija.
Well, what I see is just hard to see my WinStar.
There was something he said there. And then I seen somebody ask about DC being from DC. Snaps answered it's Dark Carnival. He said something about Ouija. I couldn't remember what it was. Because then we doubled right back to the bidet conversations. I can't find it. I think it was something about like Ouija releasing a lot of albums or something like that. Wait, what did I do?
What did you do? You timed him out?
I didn't do that. That was
DC.
I didn't do that. What happened?
It says Snaps was timed out by DCFAYGOGUY for 300 seconds.
I didn't mean to do that.
That's
What the
what it
fuck
said.
just happened?
Did you delete him?
No, I didn't do nothing.
It says message was deleted by DCFAYGOGUY.
I didn't do it though. She said bye everyone, and it's like, because I don't know. Can you see what her thing said? It said, "Yo, it's the DC Butthole Show."
Yeah.
I accidentally blocked her or timed her out. I don't even know how I did that because I'm using my phone. Like, how do I undo that?
I can view it.
Is there a way for me to undo that?
You're like deleting all of her messages.
I think it's because it timed her out.
Okay, let me go back.
I don't know how I did that. How the fuck did I just do that?
So Snap says, always dope show when it has Killing My Bus. What's that?
Huh?
And then Snap says, it stands for Dark Carnival. Juggalo Forever says, is DC in your name like the capital DC? And Snap says, it stands for Dark Carnival.
I don't know how I like timed her out though. Snaps, I don't know if you're still watching. I'm sorry. I don't know what I did. I'm new to this YouTube thing.
It's okay.
I've only been
It's
doing
only
it for
300 seconds.
Didn't know you were live. Whoop, whoop. Love you, brother. 482 official. What did Snaps ever do to you? I didn't do it. I don't know what I did to her.
Look, I know I'm supposed to be on your side.
Cell phones are finicky.
But for my side, it says DC.
Especially when you have fat thumbs. Hey, you like my fat thumb?
It'd probably be good to get your prostate. Women don't have prostates, so why would I want your thumb?
No, I didn't mean in your butthole. I did not mean in your butthole.
Well, I need to go use a bidet.
Oh, okay. I will hold down the show.
Do you want to like Murray style it and like bring the cameras?
There's no way that's gonna reach.
I'm joking.
I'm kidding. This would actually be a good chance for me to talk about some channel stuff while she is using the restroom. Obviously, tomorrow is the new year. For anybody who has seen or heard me kind of hype up a new series that I was calling Insane Clown Philosophy, the whole premise of that series was going to be me giving like my interpretation of the Joker cards, going through various songs and kind of showing or telling you guys about this philosophy that I have built around a lot of the music that ICP has, a lot of the messages that ICP has put in their music, whether it was an intentional thing or not, or if that's just how I interpreted it. It's a series that I've been talking about doing for several years. I had a grand idea to do it with like a green screen and make it seem like I was actually in a philosophy class, and this was like a philosophy homework assignment that I was doing. But ultimately, I decided to just scrap that and just kind of do the series like I normally do videos. So I've been typing up, I guess you would say, like a script for it, kind of getting all my thoughts down on paper so that I didn't turn on the camera and then just draw a blank to everything I wanted to say. So I've been working on that. I am going to kind of put another delay on it. So for anybody that's been looking forward to that, I hate to give another delay for it, but I want it to be right. And I want to do it right. And they haven't released Woe yet. So the very first like episode that I would want to do is talking about all of the Joker cards and my interpretation of them. The seeds are included in that, but because they haven't put out Woe, I would only be assuming what I think Woe is about. And I kind of want to wait until they finally come out with it. I can read the book, I can listen to the album and get a feel for what I am interpreting Woe to be, rather than just assuming what I think Woe would be. And then that way I can do a full-on interpretation of the Yum Yum flower itself. And I know you might be thinking, well, what about the last Joker's card of the second deck? Violent J has already said it's supposed to be another exhibit of Hell's Pit and Shangri-La, so I don't think there's going to be too many interpretations I need to make with that one. Or when the time comes, then I can do an episode where I interpret just that Joker card. But the plan is to wait for Woe to come out so that I can interpret it, kind of get a feel for my interpretation of the Yum Yum flower as a whole. I'm pretty sure I've got it like nailed down. I have to wait for that to come out to really kind of confirm if it is what I think it is, and that's the way that I want to do it. So that series is coming, but I want to put another pin in it because the last seed doesn't come out. So for those who've been looking forward to Insane Clown Philosophy, it is coming. I promise. I've been working on it, but again, I want to do it right. I don't want it to be like just a rush job just to put content out there. That's not what this is. This is me like really putting in like my thoughts about how I take things from the messages they're putting out there and just kind of my point of view on it. So that series is coming. I started a new series. I've already recorded half of the videos I need to. They're going to be short. They are 100% inspired by Juggalo Collectibles because he does a lot of different unboxings. I think you guys have seen that I've kind of taken a lot of pages out of his books with the way I'm doing unboxings. I'm calling the series ICP Caught on Tape. They're going to be little unboxings of the cassettes that I bought back in 2017. I bought all of the cassettes except for, I think, Bizarre I'm missing. I've got one of the Bizarre albums. I can't remember which one, but I didn't get the other one. And then I had spent so much on it and then decided I feel like this series is not going to be very good. So I kind of scrapped it. That series was originally inspired by the fact that I was doing vinyl reviews. And I was like, why don't I do a series that kind of shows what the cassettes are? And I wanted to call it ICP Caught on Tape. But I have finally, years later, started working on that. And again, I've already got them recorded. Just got to get them edited, put some music in it, and then put them out. So that is coming. Also, again, Juggalo Collectibles inspired me to go and finish the vinyl reviews. I've got several vinyl that I still need to do like an unboxing for. It's not going to be exactly like the reviews that I used to do. It'll probably just be me showing the vinyls rather than me talking about the vinyls. But that one is finally coming. And then right here on my notepad on my phone, I've got a list of like video ideas. And a few of them are those series that I just kind of told you guys about. But that's what we got to look forward to in 2023, hopefully within the first quarter. But also speaking about Juggalo Collectibles, him and I have a series we're going to be doing as well. Again, it's one of those things that I don't want to rush. And I told him straight up, I was like, let's not rush this. Let's take our time on it. So there is a series coming out between him and I. So when that finally happens, that's another piece of flavor to look forward to. I'm not going to tell you the title of it just yet because I think I teased it somewhere in my Discord. I did tease it, but that was the only teaser that I put out there because I didn't think a lot of people would notice. And not a lot of people notice. A few people notice, but not a lot. So I was just excited, and I put that teaser out there in Discord. So there's that to look forward to. What else do we got? Oh, shit. The 10-year anniversary of doing YouTube is going to be in January. I want to go through and find clips of over the years, different videos I've done, some of my favorite, but I also need your guys' help too. If there's videos from years ago or recent that were kind of like your favorite moments and you want to clip it, because YouTube has that little clip it feature, you can email it to me. You can send it to me on Instagram. You can send it to me on Facebook. You can leave it in the Discord. But I want to see some different clips from other people, what they kind of view as their favorite moments from videos I've done over the last 10 years, because this next month marks 10 years that I've been doing YouTube videos. God damn. Where has the time gone? But I have like that little video I want to do. And then maybe that weekend after, I want to do like a live stream where we go back together and I live stream just watching old videos with you guys. It's going to be super cringy and really awkward for me because goddamn was I cringy in some of my early ass videos, but I feel like that would be something fun to do. So that's a series that that's a live stream that I am planning and want to do, as well as a video that I want to do. So if you guys have some favorite moments, go back, clip them, send those clips to me, and I'd like to edit everything together if I can. So that is, I think that's it for my stuff. I'm going to close this real quick, so I'll be right back to you guys in the chat. I think that was it. Video projects. Return of the Battles. So for anybody that's been a fan of UFCD, for anybody who saw the new Fagel Lover series called Versus, I know that caused a little bit of a stir with Brooklyn Menace and Studio 17 because they felt like Joker's Gallery stole the idea from them. I actually, years and years ago, when I first joined Carnival Spirits, did something called DCFAYGOGUY Battles. I did these little battles where I battled albums together. I didn't do a lot of them. I only did a few episodes, and it didn't really have all the showmanship that UFCD did. So, when UFCD came out, I was kind of like, yo, this is an idea that I had. They're doing a great job kind of bringing it back and doing something really awesome with it. So I never really was bitter about it, but since Brooklyn's off playing arcade games and I have no fucking clue what's going on with UFCD, anytime I try to get a hold of him, I can't. I've had the idea to just start doing my battles again. And if it causes people to feel like I fucking slighted them or stole the idea, just remember I did it first years ago. It won't be as amazing as the UFCD shit. So if Brooklyn ever decides he wants to do UFCD again, like, he will have greatness with his shit. Mine is just going to be me kind of doing what I always did before, but I think I want to do them live stream format. But I'm having the idea of doing battles again because, like, again, I can't get a hold of Brooklyn Menace to do UFCD, and I feel like I just kind of want to do it on my own anyhow. So that's everything. That's what I have kind of in the works cooking up for next year. So I'm going to go back and catch up with the chat real quick. Got to give a shout out to Jungle Forever with the $4.99 super chat. Glad I found your channel. I'm glad you found my channel too. Again, 10 years I've been doing it. There's a lot of content to go back and watch. So just forewarning on the early shit. Cringy as motherfucker. I was a cringy guy. Cell phones are finicky. Ouija Mac is releasing 3 albums in the next 6 months from what he said on a live. I'm not a huge Ouija Mac fan. I get that he has a following. I know I've dropped a couple of reviews. There's some of his music that I like. There's a lot of his music that I don't like. So I don't know that I will really follow along with his stuff as much as I kind of tried to. I have my own personal feelings about some of the stuff he's putting out there on social media. I feel like he's dividing the Juggalo family a lot, and it's just not really setting well with me. So I probably am going to end up unfollowing him. I already did unfollow his Twitter and I think his Instagram. I just feel like he's putting a lot of divisiveness out there, especially with this jugs up, juffs down. It sends a wrong message, and I think it gives people the wrong intention to go out and then mislabel people, and then it's just causing a lot of divisiveness. And I feel like him, as someone who has a platform and has the following that he does, shouldn't be doing that kind of shit. And I know Shaggy did it a little bit when they were doing the Shaggy and the Creep show, but let's move on from that. Let's not get into that. But yeah, I don't think I'll be following along with a lot of Ouija Max music. It's not for me. Like I said, there's some of his stuff that I've liked, but even the stuff that I like, it's not my first pick when I go listen to it. So I kind of feel like going and checking out Ouija Max stuff is more so for views, and I don't want to do it just for views. That's the wrong reason to go listen to music. So yeah. Now, DC, what you think? Will they stop after the second six, or do 5 more albums and then stop? As far as they've said, they plan on doing another set. I don't know if things have changed since Jay's had his AFib. I don't know if that changed anything. I did a live stream about this time last year where I basically put, should ICP retire? And I thought about making another video kind of following up with that, because the way that I made that live stream before we ever found out about the AFib and the health conditions and the drug addiction that he had. And when that all came to light, it was like, it makes sense why, they're having issues putting out albums, why, it made a lot of sense. A lot of things that was going on with them, it just kind of connected dots for me, where I kind of had the thought of like, when should they retire? You know what I mean? Like, I've been thinking about that more again. And I know the last time that I brought that up, I got a lot of shit for it. But I do feel like, if Jay's having all these health issues, maybe they need to stop after the 6th and do an idea that I've talked about before, where they do like Tales from the Dark Carnival. They're EPs, albums, whatever, some kind of source of music, preferably maybe EPs. But they put out music every so often, and they're just Tales of the Dark Carnival. It doesn't have to be a Joker card. Maybe it could be kind of like a sideshow EP, just a sideshow EP to the Dark Carnival in general. I think that's an idea that they could really get away with instead of doing a 3rd set of Joker cards. That's just kind of where my head and heart has been. Like, I'd rather see Jay take care of himself than push himself into the studio and then his heart not be in it. Because, again, it's something I've said in videos before. My goal was to make YouTube a hobby and something I enjoy doing. The second it feels like work, I never want to go in and force myself to record videos, because then my heart's not in it. I'm doing it for the wrong reason. That's one of the reasons why I tend to be sporadic on some of my uploads, because sometimes, like, I could have one month where it's like bam, 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 I upload because I'm just like in that right mindset. And then sometimes I'm not in the right mindset. I don't want to record videos just to put shit out. That's stale to me. So I would like to see Jay put out music when he's in the right mindset for it. And I think by finishing the set, this set of Joker cards, and not having a 3rd set, not really having that timeline, would be a good thing. To just put out these albums sporadically, or not put out albums sporadically. You know what I mean? I think that's a good direction that they could go. But Wesley Beck said, your found review definitely needs to be clipped. I wish I knew how to do that shit. So what you do, when you watch a video, there should be a little spot underneath, like there's the like, there's the dislike, there's all those little things. Somewhere on there should be scissors that say clip. You clip on that, and then you can fast forward it to where you want, and then you can change the end time to what you want, and then it'll let you like preview it to see if you've got the right clip. And then from there, you can generate a link, and that link you can then share to people, and it becomes a clip of the video. And when they watch it, it'll say it's a clip from, and then it should have a link to the actual video. But that's how you do that. Keezy. Wow, Keezy's in the chat. Keezy doesn't watch a lot of YouTube, so that's really fucking cool that he's here right now. Shout out to Deck One Doubt. If you guys are not subscribed to them, you should be. They're one of my favorite Juggalo content creators out there. Utterly Twisted said, congratulations. I'm assuming to the 10-year. Oh, Snaps, I'm glad to see you are back. I have no fucking clue what I did to you. I tapped on something and then it said you were timed out. I have no clue what happened. If Ouija Mac rapped his chopper style like he did in the Juggalo Cypher, he would be super dope. I'm not a big trap fan. Yes, I agree with that right there, because when he did that shit in the Juggalo Cypher, I was like, okay, not bad. Then I went and listened to Gutter Water and I'm like, this isn't great. I didn't care for it. And I still, like, even after listening to Dirtbag and like, yeah, I like this album. It's not bad. And then even after listening to Fallen Angelic was like, yeah, this isn't terrible. I've gone back and listened to some of the other music and still Gutter Water just didn't stick for me. Okay, Snaps is saying exactly it has to be fun or I'm not doing it. Talked about YouTube. Exactly. It should never be work. And a lot of these people that are like reporting on the news, I think they do it for that reason. More power to them. I know that was one thing I felt like with Toxic Plague Entertainment that they were trying to do. You know, they had to be right there on the news. They had to be right there making content constantly, and even if it was negative. And I guess at some point, because I dipped out after a while. I was like, yo, and I had said in one of their videos, like, careful going down that road. But when they started to go down that road, I dipped out because I was like, I'm not going down this road with you, which is ultimately what I kind of did with Humble Among. But yeah, if I feel like some of the content creators feel like they have to make a video about everything, and I can't really say anything because I did do that at one point in time. I was like that, but I think that's why now I say I don't think that's the right way to make videos, because in my own experience, I know where that took me. So that's kind of why I pulled away from doing that kind of shit. And when I see other people do that kind of shit, maybe that's why I'm like not all for it. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say there, but 2017 was the biggest year that my channel grew. I made a major jump in subscribers. I think I gained like over 1,000 subscribers that year, and it was off of doing that. It was just anytime something happened, made a video about it. Didn't even matter if it was 30 minutes later after it happened or, you know, a day. Like, I just made a video about it, put my fucking impressions out there without even really deeply thinking about how I felt about a topic or if it's even worth making a video. You know what I mean? Like, is putting this video out going to conjure up negative shit? I never thought about that. It was just like, yo, I got to get this content out there. You know what I mean? I got to make this content, and it consumes you. So for anybody watching that does like Bash, if you're watching, I don't really know how many other videos or content creators there are that kind of do reporting, but like if Bash is watching, like that's one piece of advice I have to you is don't be so trigger happy on putting out videos. It's okay to wait when news happens to make sure you get the full story, to make sure you get the right story. Yeah. Let's move on from that. Utterly Twisted said, I think they should do one more deck and make it 5 albums to make 17 and stop. That's what they're planning. If they're going to do that, they've got to pick up the pace. I mean, the first set of Joker cards came out in a 10-year span, and the second Joker's card, or the second deck now, it started in 09, and here we are. What? Math. Help me do math. This is what, 12 years, 13 years now since the second deck started. So they've got, if they're going to do a third set, they've got to pick it up. But again, that brings me back to it forces them into the studio. It forces them to go make music that they may not even be feeling. And that's how you get crap music, in my opinion. That's why I feel like if they stop after this second deck and just put out these EPs or put out these Tales of the Dark Carnival albums, it would be better, because then they can wait. They don't have that constraint of time, of a time frame. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have to worry so much about, oh, like, we've got this third set that we got to do. We're only the second card in of the third set, and I'm already fucking 65 years old. We got to get this done. You know what I mean? Because then you kind of force yourself to go make music, and you may not be into it. So that's where I'm at with that. Complex Mothra in the ha. Big Ouija fan, but also an insufferable fan kid, so I'm split with him at times. I get that. And that's kind of what I mean by, like, I feel like he's creating a lot of divisiveness. I don't think, like I said, having the following that he has, I wish he would take a different route than he is. But who am I to tell somebody what they should do or shouldn't do? Snap says, yo, just listen to DC Fago guy talk about his butthole for like 45 minutes. I don't know why we got on that topic and why we stayed on that topic. I don't even know where Megs is. She's not even in the bathroom anymore. Where she is. I don't even know. I don't know what happened to Megs. I lost my co-host. This is Juggalo Talk with DC Fago guy now and the chat. Keezy said Ouija is quack. Oh, you weren't here when we were talking about this, Keezy, but Megs on her tablet here, she wasn't sure how to spell Ouija. She struggles sometimes with that. Where's her notepad? So she spelled it, the way that she spelled it was Wiggi. And so I told her that our new inside joke, and you guys can do this on your show as well. I know Carver likes to call him Ouija, but I think it'd be really funny if we called him Wiggy Mac. And then when people try to correct us, like, no, it's Wiggy. That shit would be funny. Snap says, right, doing news sucks. It does. And you look at the tabloids. Like, I literally just got done watching, like, a week or two ago, that Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary, Prince Harry. I watched that. Like, for me, I was watching that and seeing, like, them talk about how the tabloids will kind of make shit up just to sell. And I'm like, yo, dude, that's the same shit that motherfucking fuckers do on YouTube. And it sucks. Like, I know Toxic Plague Entertainment was guilty of that shit. And I will say Bash has been guilty of that shit. Not saying that he made shit up, but, like, I think not pulling the trigger on certain videos, because there's a few videos he's put out and he's taken down, like the one about Blaze and AMB something. I don't remember the full details, but I would like to see, like, I get where Humble Among was coming from when he was saying he'd like to see more, he wants more accountability with content creators. I get that, but the way he was going about it wasn't right. And that's why I kind of dipped out with him, because it felt there was no reasoning with him. And I was like, I'm not getting sucked into this. So dipped out with that. But definitely got to not pull the trigger so quick on videos, for real. But that's why I don't really do the news anymore. I actually kind of technically did do the news, not just like anytime something happened, I didn't just make a My 2 Cents video or what you think about. There for a while on Carnival Spirits, I did a show called What's Happening Now, where I would read the Hatchet Herald when it came out, which that was a really fun video series. I might bring that back potentially as well, where I'm not so much like talking about what happened, but just kind of announcing the news. But on the same hand, I think one of the reasons why I kind of dipped out on doing What You Thinking About was, one, they stopped putting out Hatchet Heralds, and two, like, Fagel lovers exist for a reason, you know? I don't see the need in me going out there and kind of giving the news without, unless it's me giving my reaction to the news, and then that's when it turns into a My 2 Cents or What You Thinking About video. But yeah, for sure. 10 years being on YouTube. Yep. I do enjoy Humble streams, though his girl is a sweetheart. She seems really nice. And I don't want to seem like I hate Humble Among. I don't want to seem like I'm against Humble Among. There's just a lot of there's red flags that kind of went up with him. And my thing is when CPN was kind of in the height of his career, going down the route that he was going down, I distanced myself from that whole thing big time. And then when Toxic Plague Entertainment came around, I was like, yo, maybe just offer some advice of not going down that route. And they basically kind of stuck a middle finger in my face and went down that road anyways. And I actually thought that Humble Among was an open-minded person. So when I tweeted at him, I didn't think he would go the route he did. So when he did, I kind of looked at it like, I got to back off. And so I did. And I made a video about it, and I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have made, again, not to be so trigger happy on shit. And in that video, I should have left his name out of it. I shouldn't have even mentioned it because look what happened from that. You know what I mean? Like, let's not talk about that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. Yes, fuck TPE. I will say that. But TPA wasn't Juggalo News. They were negative as fuck. Yes, they were. Snap says, I never even watched TV. You didn't miss out on much. All I know is they steal and drink pee. Wow. Wesley Beck says, I love that JABK unreleased song. I left in the Discord songs tab. Would love to hear your thoughts. Okay, I will check it out after this. I need to figure out where the hell my co-host went so we can see what else is on the agenda. I say wee wee. You know what, Snaps? Actually, I do say wee wee every so often just because I know like his Facebook page is Wee Wee Allen. So I've kind of said that as well. Ivy Killa says in French we say wee ja. And when I say wee G, people ask me, why do you say wee G instead of wee ja? Okay, maybe that's why Carver does it too.
Yo.
Snap says, I miss the old days when we all did group projects on Cardinal Spurs Jedi Council. Yeah, that series was pretty cool.
Why don't we do our own?
Huh?
Why don't we do our own? Like, no. You back up. Like a project together where we can include other people.
I've thought about that. Like, I wanted to do a series that I would call the collection plate, where I would do my 2 cents video, and then people can add their 2 cents, and I would pass the collection plate.
So, hey, update me. What did I miss?
Well, I talked about like my updates. We talked a little bit about Ouija. We talked a little bit about like CPN and another YouTube channel that used to be on the YouTube's called Toxic Plague Entertainment. We talked about not being so trigger happy on reporting on Juggalo stuff. We talked about a lot. You were gone forever.
So I was not in the bathroom the whole time. Dad called.
Oh, okay.
And he wanted to wish, happy New Year's. And then I signed up for Ancestry.com. And I've been getting some hits. And so I just kind of asked him, like, I want to respect your wishes. Like, how much are you comfortable with me sharing? Are you comfortable with me sharing pictures of you? Do you not want to hear about it? Do you want to hear about it? So we just kind of talked about that a little bit. And yeah. Nice.
How did he feel? Or we could talk about that later.
Yeah, he just, it's a touchy subject. Yeah. With being adopted, it can be hurtful to some people. But he said he's fine with me sharing whatever. He doesn't care. He's, would like to know. He probably won't talk to them. But he's fine with me talking to them and sharing pictures of him and,
Good.
And the main thing is that, I told him to, like, we're not doing this for a family cookout, It's just nice to learn about heritage, where we're from, and any diseases we might be, prone to. Because, like, if they have the same kind of cancer Dad has, and I probably should get checked,
Yeah.
That kind of stuff.
So they're talking about the Jedi Council thing. I thought the series was really cool. Regardless of how my relationship with Beastmaster is, I thought it was a really cool series. I don't know why he stopped doing it, but if he did bring it back, I don't think he would invite me to be a part of it because we've had a big falling out. And as far as doing the whole collection plate idea,
is it because he's not a bidet user?
We can't get back on this topic. Like, Snaps came back from being timed out. She's like, we talked 45 minutes about DC's butthole. Like, we are going to scar the subscribers. Like, we're going to lose like 100 people tonight.
That's okay.
That's okay.
I'm just trying to keep the mood light,
Yeah, it sucked that it happened, but it did. So, the fallout. But as far as
something that you could have prevented.
It really isn't. It was just, yeah. It was, yeah. I don't know. I don't want to go down that road. Like, if you're genuinely curious now, so you can reach out to me. But yeah, I don't I try not to talk about it too much on YouTube, and I feel like I've talked about it too much already in the past. And it's another one of those things where I don't want somebody to feel like there is beef, because there really isn't. It's just kind of like, you know what I mean? But yeah, with the whole collection plate thing, I like the idea of collaborating, but I know from my time on Carnival Spirits and the few times I've tried to do it like on my own, that trying to reach out and coordinate to do video collaborations is tough. It's hard to get the right schedule. It's, you know, especially if you're trying to do it in a timely manner. It's really tough. And I'm not saying that I'm opposed to doing it. I just tend to shy away from it. And I think that part of that came from being on Carnival Spirits. It was like sometimes a chore to get people involved. So, like, if people are down to do it.
So what if we do it together? That's 2 people right there.
Yeah.
And maybe like on your live stream, like Juggalo Talk, we can pick someone from the chat who wants to be on there.
Yeah.
Like you know, they could submit a video on their own time, their own schedule, and then give you permission to put it with ours. You know, we could do like 5 people or something. You know, you send us a clip, you know, of A, B, and C, and then we put it together and make something really cool.
That's a dear.
I would just, you know, suggest, like, in their video clip, they verbally state that, like, they're giving you permission to use this video clip. You know, have them, you know, A, B, and C, whatever you want them to say, their 2 cents, whatever.
Yeah.
And 2, you know, we can, like, put their channel name on the screen when they're talking. That kind of helps, you know, cross-promote each other.
Yeah, and I can do that now thanks to that new editor.
Yeah.
Hey! Fucking
Oh. Every time we do that, the dog's just like,
what the fuck?
how did I get stuck with these humans?
Yeah, that's definitely something to explore in the future. I'd be down for it. You know what I mean?
So
anyway, what's we got on the
Utterly Twisted said being adopted sucks for him. That he never found his. I low-key thought that said peanuts. Parents. So, and this is kind of like what me and my dad were talking. Like, his mom, my grandmother, literally the best mom you could ask for. Like, she was amazing. She stepped up when my mom couldn't. Well, my mom wasn't there. She was there.
Your grandma?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was a type of mom that loved being a mom. She hated when summer break was over. She hated when you had to go to school. Like, she was an awesome mom. And, like, we mean absolutely no disrespect. She will always be grandma and mom to us, always. But the natural curiosity is there. The natural, like, what happened is there. And, too, like, man, like, we had no idea about our heritage. And now, like, I'm learning that I'm, like, half, you know, this and half that. And I'm just like, I had no idea.
And your hat is very appropriate now because you just found out, like, you've got a lot of Irish in you.
Yeah, so I found out that most of my DNA is from my dad. And he gave me a lot of Irish. It was like 40-some%, like 46 or something like that. So that means he's most likely more than half Irish. So he's got a lot stronger, I don't know, bloodline or whatever. Yeah, so I learned from talking to people that I connected with on Ancestry that they tracked their ancestors, came over from Ireland into Canada, came down the Mississippi River, and migrated out west. How cool is that?
That is cool.
And that have linked their heritage. They're still close to, like, they still, like, have relatives in Ireland. Like, that's how close they are. That's pretty cool.
That is pretty cool.
And I feel like I can celebrate St. Patrick's Day and, like, feel like, no, I am supposed to be here and wearing green.
Which you kind of always have celebrated it. Maybe that's why. Like, deep down inside, you always knew.
Well, and my dad looks Irish, and we've always joked, like, oh, you're probably Irish, but never really knew, you know, that he was.
Yeah.
So it's kind of neat. Even though, like, we never grew up with any Irish traditions, it's kind of neat to know, like, you know, and, like, looking into it more.
Well,
And, like, looking into it more. 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 And, like
Snap says she's German, Irish, and Native American. A bunch of savages. I'm told that I have Native American in me, but I don't know. I've also been told that I have German in me, so I don't know. Maybe I should do the ancestry.
You should, because
just to confirm it.
It's interesting. My mom's side, they have a big heritage to Wales, the country Wales. And like they talk about it that like they're like 90-some% Wales. I have 2% in me. Like that's it.
Yeah.
I was shocked. They're like, oh yeah, we get our hair from Wales, and like, you know, looking at your grandpa, you can tell he's, you know, from Wales, and like it's like that's it. What happened? But the other people that I've connected with on Ancestry are like 40% Wales and stuff like that. So it's just my mom didn't give me that percentage because like I think I get more from my dad. You should totally do it.
Should. How much did you say it cost?
I did it because it was on sale for Thanksgiving.
So I need to wait till Thanksgiving.
Well, it's normally like $100. It's like 90 something.
Boy.
But they have sales throughout the year. You just need to keep checking, you know.
Oakley dokley.
I don't have, so they have like a monthly subscription you can do. I don't do that. Like I have the free version. So, I mean, I guess if it's worth it to you, because if you pay for the subscription, you have access to documents. So it has shown me documents like the U.S. Census and birth certificates, marriage certificates are on there.
Really?
So if I like my parents' marriage certificates on there and stuff like that.
That's cool.
And you can see like a teaser of it, but you can't like save it and download it and open it unless you have like you pay for the monthly.
Gotcha.
So you can use it and it's a free service. You know, maybe you pay for a month to get the documents and then like I don't know. But it's cool.
Utterly Twisted said he was adopted at 8. He's now 35. Met them and didn't know until I was 13. He just put something else in there. Oh, yeah, Utterly Twisted. He actually reached out to me on Facebook. He's from Indiana.
Oh, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Where's he live at now?
I don't want to put him on.
Break that.
I think I did.
Yeah, so
I don't want to put him on blast, but he's from Indiana.
I don't want to like insult anybody because I wasn't adopted, so I don't want anyone to feel like, oh, like, you know, like I don't have what's the word I'm looking for? Like I don't really get to have an opinion. You know what I mean?
Sure, yeah.
But you know, it does affect other family members like me being an only child. Like when my grandma died, it's just me and my dad. Like I am my dad's last living relative that he knows about. That is so isolating and lonely. And I love my grandma more than anyone. Like I love her so much. But how cool would it be if I found some aunts and uncles and cousins? Yeah. It would be kind of cool, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's the more so. It's not so much because if he was adopted. I think it's more so because you have like a couple generations of only children as part of it. Because your grandma was an only child, and didn't you say your great grandma was too?
Yeah, it's like 6 generations, but it's also odd because on that side of the family, it's every other generation was adopted. So like I'm my dad's blood child, relative, whatever. My dad was adopted. My grandmother, that was her biological daughter. Mm-hmm. My great-grandmother was adopted in Poland. And her mother, it was blood relative, but then the next one was adopted. So it's really interesting. And the way that it was described to me was over in Poland, she was like one of like 5 or 6 kids, my great-grandmother, and they just couldn't afford to feed her. And they didn't have, back then, this is like before, you know, Poland was invaded. Like, she was a kid. They didn't have like agencies like that. And there was a lady down the street that didn't have any kids, and she just took her in.
That's so cool.
And she just raised her. And she grew up her whole life in Poland. And then when Hitler invaded, that's when they fled to America. And they had my grandma. And then my grandma adopted my dad. And then my dad had me. And,
Yeah.
But
really cool.
I would love, it's kind of weird too, because we've talked about adopting. So it's kind of like unintentionally continuing that cycle, if that makes sense. But I'd like to have 2 kids. I don't want to continue the cycle of 1 kid. I would like to have 2.
Yeah, we talked about adopting and fostering.
Yeah.
Snap says that she's got 6 brothers and sisters. I'm the oldest. They adopted out one of my sisters when she was born. Met her just to say goodbye. Damn. I am the youngest of 4. I technically have
sad, Snaps. Like, damn.
I technically have half siblings, but I've never met them. The one I talked to from Muncie.
You could have more, not even know, because your biological father's not in your life. You could have more. You don't even know.
Yeah. That's true.
I think if you did the ancestry, given your family circumstances, I think you would probably get a lot of hits.
Yeah. God knows how many kids my dad's had.
And I don't think you would probably enjoy the part that I am, where I'm like messaging and talking to people and meeting people. I think you would probably just more so be using the part where it shows like where you're from and the different lineages. Yeah, that. I think you would benefit from that. It'd be kind of cool to find out what are you,
Yeah. Well, to be able to go in and say like, oh, I like sauerkraut because I'm German. Because I love sauerkraut.
I think your heritage is someplace cold because all the men in your family are thick-boned. You know what I mean by that. Like, they're just thick, like, body frame. Hairy. Like, I think you guys are from some kind of, like, cold climate. I think that
I agree sense. With how hairy we are, with how warm.
You're not Jamaican, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shout out to Wicked Wood. Happy New Year. They actually just dropped an album this year. It was really fucking good. If you haven't watched the review, go watch the review.
Snap says her sister plays violin, and oh man, like, violin and pianos are my 2 favorite. Like, those things are beautiful to listen to.
Yeah. Those are my 2 favorite instruments. I know I've always said pie. Where was my head going? I know.
Are you hungry?
I think it was because violin. I was thinking piano.
I've been trying to get DC to learn violin for so long because I play piano, and I think that would be a badass combo.
I would love to. I don't feel like I have that talent. I'm just not musically talented. Because I've tried to do piano, but it just like cramps my hands to like try to do the keys.
So, Snaps, have you been able to like reconnect with her, or is that the only time you got to meet her? That's so sad. Like, I think me being an only child, like, literally my whole entire life, I've wanted a sister or a brother so bad.
Yeah.
I think if I knew that I had one out there, it would literally crush me to know that I couldn't, like, be with them. Because I want that so bad. And I grew up such a lonely childhood. It was so unbelievably, like, just so lonely and isolating. Yeah. And my parents worked opposite shifts. So when one was sleeping, one was at work. And I was on my own, like, make your own meal, do your own thing. And, like,
right.
I don't want my kid to go through that. That's why I want 2 kids. I want them to have someone to confine in. I want them to get to be an uncle or an aunt. Like, I don't get that opportunity. I do through you. You know, and I love being an aunt to your nephews. I love your nephews. But, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's hard because before we were married, when we broke up, you know, I lost them too.
I mean, you did, but you didn't.
I did. I lost you. I lost my sister-in-law. I lost the only brother-in-law I knew, the only sister I knew. I lost the only nephews I knew Dude, I lost my whole fucking family. It sucked.
But it was only for 8 months.
And you know what? I went back to being by myself again.
Yeah.
And it sucked. I had, let you guys in, and then it just sucked. I missed you guys, all of them. I don't want my kid to go through that. I want to be, I think I told you this before. I want to be the type of parent that my kid goes through a bad breakup or loses their job, and they're like, I know I can come home. My mom will let me stay. That's the kind of mom I want to be. Like,
oh, you would be.
They know that I might be disappointed or angry, but they would still come tell me or come ask for help, or like, hey, Mom, I know I'm not supposed to be drinking, but I need to ride home. Like, that kind of thing. Like, that's the kind of parent I want to be.
You will be.
Think so?
I do.
I don't know, man. I'm like getting close to turning 30 and I'm freaking out. It's different for women, Kenny.
Women literally have kids in their 30s and their 40s.
It's different for women, okay?
But I'm just saying, women have kids in their 30s and 40s. Quit acting like you're 60.
Do you know, like, the risk of childbirth as you get older, though?
Yeah, I do.
Like, the more complications that they have, and... I don't want my kid to be momless.
Oh, Utterly Twisted said that was one of the reasons why the Dark Carnival called him. So I'm curious. I don't think you've ever really made a video about how you discovered ICP.
No, but like with that comment that Utterly Twisted just said, like, that really hits home to me too, because there's like strangers at the gathering and stuff that you don't know, and they treat you like they've known you for years.
Yeah.
Not every Juggalo, not every person there, but the majority of Juggalos are really cool ass people and treat you better than most people.
See, look, Wesley said that his mom had him in her 40s.
That I'm not stating that it's not possible. I'm stating I don't want to wait that long.
I got you.
I'm saying that I'm ready to start a family.
Yeah, let's start it.
Well, let me put a baby in you.
We got to figure out how to do that first.
Yeah, I think fostering is good for us right now. Yeah. I don't want this to sound selfish, but just the sheer independence, Yeah. We could foster and take a break, and then foster and take a break, and we get to help out kids in the meantime and give them...
Right. Well, I mean, and not only that, but like one of our big things with, and I don't, this is going to sound awful to be comparing dogs to kids, but like one thing we were always big on is rescuing an animal versus going to a breeder.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a similar thing. Like we kind of want to help kids in need by fostering.
I think that's because of our childhoods too. Yeah. We both come from childhoods where we want to be that person for a kid that we wish we had growing up.
Yeah.
But I'm confident that if we keep fostering and the right kid and the right situation will just come along and we'll just click and everything will just go so smoothly and it'll just be meant to be.
Yeah. And then, that happens, we could adopt.
Yeah.
What else we got on the itinerary?
Snap says that she always rescues her pets, and both of ours are rescues, so.
Yeah.
And, that's the thing, too, that I don't think people know. Like, I love Shih Tzus, which is a dog breed. And you can go on petfinder.com, which is where we got our recent dog. And I typed in Shih Tzu. She's not purebred. She's a mix. And she was just dumped off at a dog shelter in South Bend. And they just discarded her because she wasn't purebred. I think it was a breeder that their Shih Tzus got mixed somehow. And they just dumped the whole litter off. You call that pups? You call them pups or litters for dogs?
Still litters, yeah.
Anyways, I don't care that she's mixed. You know what I mean? I love the Shih Tzu characteristics, but I want to rescue. And I think that more people should know, like, you can type in Dachshund, German Shepherd, and you can still rescue the breed that you want. You don't have to buy it from a breeder. Like,
right.
And we got her. She was like 3 months old. Like, you literally couldn't ask for anything better. Like, it was perfect. So it worked out really good. I was looking for a dog for months. Like, so many months I was looking, and she just kind of fell into my lap. And we went and met her, and he, who wasn't sold, held her, and he was like, she's coming home with us. I'm like, well, I haven't even held her yet. She's coming home with us.
Now she's my baby. Yeah. Shout out to Yakima Juggalo. Happy New Year, motherfucker.
But yeah, if you can rescue a pet, like if you can do that, that's awesome. Like, there's so many homeless dogs and cats. Like, there's so many.
And kids.
And, oh God, the foster care system.
Yeah, and you always hear, like, horror stories of, like, people that grew up to be, like, killers or whatever. Like, they had a rough childhood. They were in and out of orphanages or whatever. You hear a lot of that.
Have you looked up the statistics for how many kids disappear in the foster system?
No. I'm scared, too.
When they,
That's sad and somber.
Well, because, they drop kids. Sometimes people have to drive and meet you halfway and whatever to pick up a kid. And sometimes they don't ask for IDs. They just drop kids off with somebody. Like, it's fucked up. That's sometimes that happens.
Yeah. I guess I wouldn't say, like, serial killers had a rough, like, in and out of, but, a lot of people that get into crime typically kind of had that rough upbringing where they didn't really have a stable homestead, I guess is what I meant to say.
So how long have we been on the live stream?
2 hours and 11 minutes.
Okay, so we probably don't have time for our New Year's trivia. So we can probably skip that if you're okay.
Okay.
Last thing on the itinerary, because you already went through the channel updates, I'm assuming.
I already did that, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So the last thing is our New Year's resolutions.
Mm-hmm. Goals. Things to set for the next year.
So mine is I want to do monthly vlogs. So I want to vlog throughout the month and then do like January vlog, February vlog. And DC, you want me to read yours or? Yours says monthly Juggalo Talk.
Yes, to get back to doing Juggalo Talk monthly. And if it gets to a point like maybe where you're not feeling up to it, even if I just do a live stream, I want to do like a monthly live stream of some kind. Whether it be Juggalo Talk, maybe I bring back Faygo Breaks.
No. You said, when we were writing this, you said a monthly Juggalo Talk.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But like,
so that's what we need to do.
That's the thing that I'm saying. Because, sometimes I like just like
I think we should aim
topic
for the end of the month because that will help keep us both accountable.
Yeah.
Because if we're editing my vlog, it'll be, hey, we need to start thinking about what we're going to do for Juggalo Talk. And if we're thinking about what we're going to do for Juggalo Talk, it needs to be get your ass in gear and get your vlog done,
Yeah.
So I think it'll help us keep us both accountable and kind of recap the month.
Yeah, I like that. Because then
you could even show clips from the vlog if it comes up in the live stream,
Yeah.
Like if we upload that video first.
And then, yeah.
So what, I would like to do more themes for our Juggalo Talks. Like, obviously this one is New Year's theme. What are some ideas that you guys would like to see? What?
Bidet themed.
No, I'm serious.
We stream from our phones. I'm on one of the toilets, you're on the other toilet, and all of our viewers go get on the toilet and we all just sit on the shitter together.
Like, you guys want to see like food testing? Like, do you want to see like a fashion show?
No, I'm not doing a fashion show.
Do you guys want to see like maybe a Juggalo Talk where we show all of our band t-shirts?
Oh, that's actually
like,
we can
get creative here. We don't have to do like February's Valentine's Day We can do like different stuff, you know.
You know, in the 10 years of making content, I've never done a shirt.
They want
Video.
toilet reviews.
Let's all do toilet reviews, indeed.
Submit your toilet review, and we'll put them in a video together. Yes, there you go.
Huh.
Yeah, use it. That's a collective video. There you go. You're welcome. Your first video is. There's your first video.
Say it to me again. I was kind of zoning out.
They said we all do toilet reviews and like submit them.
Oh, like to Amazon and shit?
No, like a video, a toilet review.
A toilet. There's only like 3 toilets I use. Okay.
No, like other YouTubers, and then we combine them together.
Like we review our toilets at home.
Yeah, so like maybe you can find like 5 people in the chat that would be willing to do that, and then
like this toilet's really it's really reliable, but it's not all that comfy.
No. Show your favorite toilet. 30-second clip of your favorite toilet. And why is your favorite toilet?
What if I don't have access to my favorite toilet?
Is it at that factory?
Yes. Because that bidet had heated seats.
Oh my god.
The water was heated.
Heated,
it had a little
heated seat.
Yes. It was a heated seat.
Wait. Did you have to heat it, or was it already?
It was already heated. Like it warms, and so when you sat down on the toilet, because remember I went there in February.
Did it feel?
So
warm?
it was cold in that factory. But when I sat on that toilet, it was not cold. It was warm. It was heated. The water was warm when it sprayed my butthole, and then it had a little blow dryer that went and blew my fucking butthole for me to dry it off. I don't have access to that toilet unless I go apply and work there part-time.
Okay, something. So here, you can ask for a tour.
That's true. I actually could. You're right. Be like, hey, can I get a tour of the factory again?
If you guys would like to submit like a 30-second video clip
oh my gosh.
of your favorite toilet and why.
Oh my gosh.
Submit it to DCFAYGOGUY@gmail.com.
Oh my god. I'm going to get a bunch of emails.
We're going to put them together. Hey, if you don't want to do it, you can do it on my channel, Kenny.
Okay.
And we'll put them together and we'll put them on my channel or his channel, someone's channel. It'll be epic.
Oh my god. I can't imagine living in such luxurious conditions, having a heated toilet seat. It was
How much do you think that costs to run that toilet there?
To run it? I don't know.
They got to heat it 24/7. It's got a freaking dryer.
I don't know, but I remember looking it up to see how much one of those was cost. It was like $1,200 for that exact bidet, because it wasn't just like
it wasn't a toilet. It's just a seat.
Right. It like you take the seat and lid off that you have on your toilet and you install that and you like hook it up to the tank and the water line and everything.
Wait. Did it have to plug in somewhere?
I think so. Yeah. It's been months since I've been
Holy
there.
Shit.
And I don't think I don't have the pictures anymore. So
they got that kind of money. They better be paying their workers too.
They actually pay good money. You start out at $14 an hour, and then after 90 days, you go up to like 18 or 19.
What are we doing?
Not making springs. That's for sure. It's a spring factory.
Wesley says you can't offer this challenge and then tell us about the prostate bidet trick at the same night. Challenge accepted. Let me know how it works.
Humble Among says the gathering of the documentary is dropping tonight. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you. Whoop whoop. You know, honestly, I've never watched the documentary or his documentaries that he puts out. I know he said he's done a few. I would be curious to see that. It's kind of like a vlog, I think.
What is your favorite toilet? The one at that factory?
Why are we still stuck on toilets?
Because I'm trying to think what my favorite one is.
Oh my god, yes, my favorite toilet is the one at the Spring Factory.
I don't know what my favorite one is. Maybe, I don't know. The ones at work are pretty nice.
Toilet review pilot episode. This might as well be the fucking pilot episode.
Oh, where was it we went? Oh, it was a Red Lobster.
Yeah.
We had a gift card. Otherwise, we would have never went there. Trust me. Anyways, it's so fancy and upcharge and like just, the decoration stuff. And I go into the bathroom and it's like the heat's broke. They have a little heater on the floor. And I'm like, with water puddle.
Oh, nice.
And I'm just like, okay.
Did they give you like rubber boots to wear in there too?
I'm not sure that I have to pee this bad anymore. Yeah, it was janky.
Yeah, Humboldt, she's been doing this all stream. Like, we've been trying to move on from bidets and buttholes. It's not going so
Wait,
good.
you gotta read the comment.
He said homegirl pivoted right off my ass and back to toilets.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey, at least we're talking about toilets now and not my butthole and not bidets exactly directly. Now we're actually talking about toilets.
I'm just trying to think what my favorite one would be. I guess.
It's Subnoise Soldier said, time for some new jokes for the new year. What do you call a cheap circumcision? A ripoff. I've actually heard that one before. No, no more butthole. No more butthole. Snaps, I promise. I didn't mean to time you out earlier. I don't know what I did. My finger did something on the phone, and I don't know what it was. It wasn't on purpose. I know that.
Just don't forget to submit your 30-second clip to DCFAYGOGUY at gmail.com.
No.
You better not delete them.
I'll just forward them to you.
Forward them away.
Send them to me. What's your Gmail? Is it Meg's Diamond at Gmail?
Nah, I don't have one for my professional.
Well, what's an email we can send that stuff to?
DCFAYGOGUY at gmail.com. He'll forward it to me. Don't worry. It's happening. We'll make it a video.
Oh my god. Like, insert all the like clips of Bob from Bob's Burgers going, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Are they making a new season of that? Because I'm anxiously waiting.
I would assume so.
I love their relationship. They're so cute. What's your favorite thing to do on the toilet?
Be on my phone, of course. Everybody knows that.
Yeah, but some people like read magazines. Some people go on their phone.
Oh, so check this out. People may or may not know this, but I play Pokemon Go. I've mentioned it before. But you have sometimes what you would call a home shiny, if you know what a shiny is, or they would say a work shiny. I actually have gotten a toilet shiny before, where I was taking a poop, playing Pokemon Go. I clicked on a Pokemon. It was a shiny Pokemon. I caught that motherfucker, and it was a toilet shiny. And I don't even remember which one it was.
I do have one more question for you.
Yes.
What is your favorite album that came out this year?
Ooh.
And I know it's going to be a hard one for you to answer.
Favorite?
Uh-huh.
Because I just did my top albums video yesterday, and according to Apple Music.
The only one you can pick.
And I'd said in that video, if I was going purely off of like my favorite, because Apple Music, according to them, Neon Sermon 001 was my top album. Spoiled it. You don't even have to go watch that video now. My favorite was Dub's Unshadowed. That album is really good. It's a really positive album. I highly recommend it. If you're only into wicked shit, if you're only into dark stuff, it's not going to be for you. It's definitely got a more poppy feel to it. But it's a really good album. It's got a really positive message. If you're going through a tough time, the homie Wasteland Waldo actually said that he was going through a rough time when that album came out. He went and checked it out because of my review, and he's like, yo, that fucking album helped me. It's a really good album. I recommend it. Again, if you only listen to wicked shit or you really only listen to like dark stuff, violence, you know what I mean? Like, if you're very definitely set on horrorcore kind of stuff, it's not going to be for you. But Dub's Unshadowed is definitely my favorite album. It's really good. What was your favorite album?
Oh, man. I couldn't even answer that.
Well, you have to, because I asked the question.
I can't answer that. What I can say is I have Apple Music this year, which has been new for me. Because since March, I got a new car that actually can hook up a phone to. And I've never had that because my old car, remember, it was so old you couldn't even play burn CDs.
Yeah, it couldn't be a CD. It
So
had to be an actual fucking
right.
CD.
So having the Apple Music, I will say that Korn and Twisted Korn and Tech Nine I have listened to more than I ever have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was your favorite album?
Because I have more access to it.
Yeah.
I've never had a Tech Nine album ever. And now I have access to all of his albums.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to him a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I just have this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of a double-edged sword because, they're not making much money off of that streaming, but
the reason
accessibility is so fucking nice.
The reason I say I can't pick an album is because usually what I do when I listen to Apple Music is I say like play hard rock top hits for this month or play hard rock top hits for whatever. So I'm getting exposed to like new artists that I never have, like what is that? Scorpions, their newest album.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you were listening to that for a minute.
I never really listened to Scorpions before, and their new album's really good. So I've been all over. Like I listen to like playlists, so I don't really have like the newest albums other than Scorpions. I did listen to the new album of Scorpions, but everything else has been like old music that I
couldn't find line in your Apple Music library. You can ask me to play a radio station.
You gotta turn that off.
I'm hitting the button with my wrist. Is what it is.
That's not what it is. I saw it in your settings. You have it set for raise for Hey Siri.
No.
Just saying.
So I really don't have like a favorite new album of this year. I just listened to like a lot of new artists this year, and I found this really cool thing. Like you can ask like your watch to play like hard rock instrumentals, jazz instrumental. I've been like really loving it.
Yeah, there was one time we went on like this little road trip and you like wanted to listen to. She has this like fun game that she does where she plays like foreign music where they're like singing in another language.
I only do it on road trips. That's it.
The whole kind of game is you have to try to guess based on just the song name what it's about.
Yeah. And
there was one of them that it was so far out there. I was like, this is about a guy that cheated on her and now she's swearing off him. And just the sound of her voice, it didn't even sound anywhere close to correct.
No, it's so much fun to play though. Like, and because you can't understand the lyrics, like you don't have to focus on the music. You can just kind of like drive and focus on the road. But a lot of foreign music has a lot of English words in it. So every so often they'll say like a couple words in English that gives you kind of like a hint. You're like, oh, this is definitely a breakup song, or what was it? He said something, and we're like, oh, he lost this or whatever. And
I don't
baby girl Lisa.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Humble Among had a good question. Favorite movie you saw this year? And I know what yours is going to be.
Violent Night.
Yep. And I haven't even seen it yet. Because when I went down to go see Twisted on December 2nd, she went with her dad to go see Violent Night.
Like, you realize my dad's like a workaholic. And now that he's been out of work because he's been doing like the chemo and the surgeries, I've never got to spend as much time with my dad. It wasn't nice at first. I don't want to say it was nice because like seeing him not being able to get out of a chair,
right,
when this man is literally like the fittest, healthiest man I've ever met in my life, that was hard. And I've always seen him like as being stronger than me and more healthy than me. Like he just, there was one time he had lost like 20 pounds after surgery and stuff because he just wasn't eating. And we were sitting at the table, and I told you, like, I just got, like, a really good look at my dad's face, and it was, like, all wrinkly, and, like, he'd lost some weight, so it was kind of, like, sagging the skin. And for the first time in my life, I was like, oh, shit, my dad's old. He just turned 60, and it just, like, just being that close to him and seeing, like, his face and, like, the crow feet, and stuff, I'm just like, damn, like, when the hell did you get so old? Like, I just don't know when it happened. It just feels like I don't know when it happened.
Yeah. Age has a way of doing that. Sneaking up on you.
Yeah, and then when I lose him, it's like, that's it. There's nobody else. You know?
Yeah.
But it's a good thing that you're cross-compatible, so if I do need a kidney or liver...
Thanks.
That's why I married him.
I'm glad I get to be your little...
he's a perfect match for me.
What do they call that? Organ farm? I'm glad I get to be your little organ farm.
No, like, I could never ask that of you. Like, if it really came down to that, you offered it, I don't think I could even let you.
We didn't even say what my favorite movie was. Did Spider-Man No Way Home?
That was pretty good. That was pretty good.
Was that this year or did that come out last December? I can't remember. I'm a big Marvel... Like, I'm not a Marvel comic fan, but I fuck with the MCU heavily. It's like, ever since I watched the first Iron Man, I was like, yo, this movie was fun. And then I've just followed them ever since. And I've never read any of the Marvel comics. I guess that's probably like when like people watch the movies and they say, oh, this wasn't anywhere near what the comic was. I'm like, I don't care because I've never read the comics. Probably never will read the comics.
We both are big Marvel fans.
Yeah.
And Star Wars fans. Like, The Mandalorian. Oh my God, that was so good. And what's the most recent one we just watched?
Star Wars? Andor.
Yeah. You know.
That one was good.
I really haven't seen any Star Wars show or movie that I didn't like.
We had mixed feelings on Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but there wasn't any of them that's like I really felt like was a waste of time or that I didn't enjoy.
Yeah. Well, The Last Jedi was a waste. Pretty much any of the sequel movies were kind of eh. I didn't care for them. I'm sorry. The Force Awakens was pretty good, but it was just left. It was basically A New Hope. Sprinkle in some pepper, stick it in the microwave, stir it up, and that's what we got with The Force Awakens. The Last Jedi was a shit stain on Star Wars. The Rise of Skywalker was. I think that was his way. I think that was J.J. Abrams' way of trying to save the story he was trying to lay out with The Force Awakens. It's one of those things where I kind of like, if they ever expand Star Wars into like multiple timelines, that would be kind of cool because then we could just pretend that never existed.
Yeah.
Kind of like with Dragon Ball GT. Like the story was okay.
I still haven't seen that.
But now that Dragon Ball Super is going on, like we can just pretend GT is just a fictional. I mean, granted, it is fictional, but you know what I mean. Like we can pretend like GT just never happened.
Like it's not fictional.
Like it was just a dream or whatever.
You can't get anyone to. I will watch Star Wars with you. I love Star Wars. I mean, yeah, of course I have my favorite shows or movies, but like I really haven't had any that I didn't like. Yeah. I loved like the fantasy sci-fi stuff. So even though like the movie that you suggested that you didn't really care for, I could agree the plot could have been better. But I love watching the sci-fi part of it that I don't really even care about. They just, I love seeing like the alien species and like I just really enjoy the background extras and stuff.
Yeah, I'm there for the story.
I'm there for Piccolo and sci-fi.
Oh, you're talking about Dragon Ball now? I thought we were still talking about Star Wars.
No, I just really get into that. I don't know how to say it. Like, I get into sci-fi stuff. I really enjoy it. So even if the storyline wasn't good, if it had good visuals, like, I'm still going to probably enjoy it.
Yeah.
Don't break those necklaces.
Justin Manny, you take that back. Back to the Future is pretty great, even though their whole kind of concept of time travel doesn't really make sense. You take that back. Back to the Future is the I honestly don't even think I've ever seen Teen Wolf. To be honest, I probably can't make the comparison. Sci-fi porn for real isn't bad. Never watched it.
Have you looked up Star Wars porn?
No.
Huh?
I don't need to see Anakin dicking down Ahsoka. I don't.
Oh no. It's mostly stormtroopers.
How's that enjoyable? Watching them in their armor just clunk, clunk, clunk up against each other.
No, that's not what I meant.
Clunk, clunk,
Like
clunk.
what?
Oh yeah, you like that?
That's not what I meant.
What the fuck? Oh Jesus.
Look, it's a form of entertainment.
Keezy, you just talked me right out of ever watching Teen Wolf. I'm good, man.
What was it that he said?
He said Teen Wolf rules. You can see a guy's dick and balls toward the end. I mean, I guess I've watched porn before, so what's the difference? But
So, is anybody out there actually staying up to midnight? And do anybody have family traditions? Like, I know some families do fireworks, or when I was this is literally the only tradition we have. When I was very little, and I would stay at my grandmother's for New Year's at midnight. We would go outside with pots and pans and bang them, and we would scream Happy New Year. And obviously we don't do that anymore, but that's the only tradition we have. And like, I think about like how special that was as a kid.
you and I, we normally just kind of play games.
Yeah, as adults, we've had like game nights and stuff, and we're both sober, so we don't drink alcohol. So it's kind of hard to be in those environments.
You say that like we were alcoholics.
Being honest,
We're sober.
we are.
We were never alcoholics though. Like we never really drank. Like you had.
I never said we were alcoholics.
I didn't say.
I'm just saying that we don't drink. We're sober.
We don't drink. You're
right. So it's hard to be in those kind of situations. Like in our town, there's a couple things going on tonight for New Year's, but there's all at bars, and it's kind of hard to go to stuff like that and enjoy it when you don't.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's probably the biggest thing about like the gathering. That's always because like people are partying and we've never really partied like that. So sometimes for me, kind of by day 3 of the gathering, I'm starting to feel a little more like at home, I guess is what I'm saying. Like I start to open up more and just kind of be myself because
you're deprived of sleep.
Well,
and you're hyped up on caffeine.
Well, that's when I start to get comfortable and my introvert kind of starts to come out of his shell.
So, it's just kind of like not a good place for us to be or an enjoyable place. So usually for New Year's as adults, we've just kind of stayed home or went to like a friend's house and played card games. We're big like board game, card games, video games. There was one year my dad was dating this woman who did drink a lot, and my dad has not been drinking since his surgery, but he used to drink a lot. And they had New Year's at his house. Remember that? And it was just like so much alcohol and just like drunk people. And it just wasn't enjoyable for us because it was like, we're just sitting there like, we're not in on the jokes and we're not loosened up. And, it's just different when you're sitting there sober and everybody else is drinking and having fun.
Yeah. Humble Monk said nothing wrong with being a former alcoholic. Nothing wrong with that at all. I hope my reaction didn't like make people feel like, no, that wasn't what I meant by that. I just, wanted to make sure people knew like we weren't alcoholics.
No, but
I drank from the age of 18 to 20, but I just kind of had an experience where I was like, why? I woke up with a hangover the night before, fooling around with a girl that I probably would have gotten pregnant if I didn't have drunk dick. So
does that scare you as a man? Like how close that could have happened?
It kind of does. Like at that age, I was not ready to have a kid, and if
that's how easily it could have happened.
Yeah, if I didn't have, if I would have been able to perform, I probably would have had a kid. And I woke up completely hungover, feeling like shit. I just was like, why am I doing this? And I just haven't drank since. Like I haven't been drunk since.
I say you have drank.
I've drank, but I haven't been drunk. And
I don't know, that one party that we had here, someone brought Jello shots.
Yeah.
And you did have too many Jello shots.
I did.
You were very you were.
I wasn't like tipsy, but I wasn't tipsy, but I was definitely like loose. You know what I mean?
So, do you think that like I'm the reason why you don't drink too? Am I part of that?
You are part of why I don't drink, but I don't get drunk because I don't want to get drunk. You know what I mean?
I just want to make sure that you feel loved and accepted, and you feel like it's not that you're not allowed to drink. I don't want you to ever feel like you're not allowed to, because you always have the choice. I just don't want to be around that.
Let me say this. You're kind of that, what's the word? You're like that rationalization of why would you want to drink?
Right.
Like you're kind of that voice in my head of saying like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like there's other things that I could do to kind of unwind from the day that I don't really need to drink. For me, with the Jello shots,
rub my back, rub my feet.
For me, with the Jello shots, it was just kind of like, it was on Christmas last year, and it was your dad that brought them, and so it was kind of that almost like a bonding for me with him. So it was kind of like he was there, he had it, he kind of held it over, so I went ahead and had one. I was like, oh, this is good.
But you kept going back for more.
But then I had a couple more, and then I started to feel it kicking in, and I was like, I haven't felt this in a while.
What did it feel like?
When I would drink, I would always feel it in my arms. Like you start to feel your arms get more relaxed, if that makes sense. And they would always feel kind of warm for me. That's how I knew the alcohol was starting to kick in. And then for me, from there, it's just kind of like when we've had a few energy drinks and we're starting to get a little bit more like loose and more carefree and just having fun. That for me was why I ever drank. But I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but one of the biggest reasons why I don't ever drink in public is because of my cousin. My cousin actually died at the age of 21 back in 2004. Down in Georgia, he had just gone through a really bad breakup, and he went out with his buddies, quote unquote buddies, drinking, and he got completely shit-faced drunk. And his friend, instead of putting him in the truck with him, put him in the bed of the truck with the tailgate down and him on the tailgate with it so he could puke out on the road, and then went on the freeway. So my cousin actually fell out of the truck, got hit by a few cars behind him, and died. It was a really bad, tragic thing. And I was like 15, 16 at the time when that happened. And I kind of just took this mental note of like,
if you're not in control, that could happen to you.
Right. I'm never going to put myself in that position, ever. And I never have. The drinking I've ever done has always been at home or at my grandma's. You know what I mean? Like I've never gone out in public and drank.
So for me, I did drink when I was younger. Not like shit-faced, but you know. And it was always like, I was underage, so it wasn't in a bar. It was always at someone's house or like at home. But for me, there's a lot of addiction in my family, and that scares me because I know that I could be susceptible to that, and I have seen what it's done to my family, and I don't want that for me. So that's why I don't even want to be around. Not that I don't want to be around it. I don't want it in my house where I can access it, because then I might be tempted. I guess that's the point.
Yeah.
So like, if like you wanted to have like a drink or something, like that's different than I don't want you having beer in the house and like coolers and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't want it here. When we had our wedding reception at our house, we had alcohol. It was people brought their own, but I was like, that's fine, but you're all taking it home. I don't want it left here.
Yeah. Well, and then kind of look what happened. Some of it did get left there, and then I did fall into that temptation and had a few of those as well.
Yeah, and it like we've talked about that. It wasn't so much that you drank all of it; it was that you did it secretly. And
I didn't want to disappoint you,
right? But see, from someone who's been around addictions, that is a huge red flag. When you feel like you have to hide something, And I'm not saying by any means he's an addict. What do you call? What word am I looking for? Addict.
Addict. There you go.
But for me, that's like a really big red flag. Like if you're hiding it and you're like sneaking out to the garage and trying to like do it underneath the radar and like not telling me, that's not good.
A lot of what it was that was when I was still working my last job.
Yeah.
So I got home before you did, and I would just pop one open and drink it.
Yeah.
And that happened like 4 or 5 days in a row where I would just pop one open and drink it.
But
it was
in our
the
relationship,
Seagrams, I think, is the brand.
In our relationship, we have, and it's like something consensual. Like we both agree we're not going to drink alcohol, and if we do, we're going to tell the other person, hey, just let you know I did have a drink or whatever. You know, so for me to know that had like went on for so many weeks or months or whatever, and that you never told me, that kind of hurt.
Yeah.
You know, and oh man, when you get off work and you use that as a coping, like that's where it starts.
It is a slippery slope.
Yeah.
And for me, like when that happened and you kind of expressed like your disappointment, it made me realize that I could have went down a bad road, because one of the things that always kind of turned me off to drinking too is my uncle was a bad drunk. Every day he got home, crack open that beer and he'd fucking drink till he passed out. And it was like, we always had to tiptoe around him because he was a fucking dick. Like if you were too loud, he would drunk. Yeah, and I've had a lot of those kind of people in my life. So I think like when I'm around people that drink, I always kind of put that negative stamp on them of how my uncle was. And I think that's why like when I go to the gathering and people are drinking, I kind of like I clam up, because like that inner child is remembering how my uncle was.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, because they might, say something or walk a certain way or do something that reminds you of him.
Or, I just automatically assume people that are drunk are going to be mean to me. That makes sense too. Or be, you know what I mean? Like they may yell.
That's sad.
Yeah.
For me, it is mostly for me it is mostly the addiction. Like I just don't want to become that, because it has hurt so bad to see like my family go through that. But the other thing is there's liver disease and kidney disease in my family, so it's like if I can do something to prevent that.
Yeah, and then not drinking is a big one.
Like, and my mother, there's kidney stones are in my family, and when I found that out, I cut out all extra salt. Like when you buy food, it's got salt in it already, but I cut out like putting more salt on food. I'm just kind of trying to be like preventative if I can. And like alcohol is not going to help liver and kidney disease. It's not. Yeah. And if it runs in my family, and it runs in my family on both sides, liver issues, I got to take good care of my liver. Like,
Yeah, congratulations to Humble Mong. I know I've watched his videos and he's talked about how he used to be an alcoholic real bad. He's 2.5 years sober now.
Dude, congratulations. 2.5 years? That's awesome, dude. Like, do you know how many functions that are around alcohol in 2.5 years? Yeah.
Well, I remember
he had to avoid and work through. Like, that's awesome. Like, you should be proud of yourself.
Well, I remember him talking about at the super gathering, he was still drinking then. And there were some, like, in his documentary from it, there were times that you could tell. And so since then, he's been to a few gatherings. And I imagine that's got to be insanely challenging to go to that and not want to drink.
It wasn't for me. Like at the gathering, I never have issues with that. It's always like super chill, like we're at like a bar or a restaurant, and they have a really delicious looking drink and so innocent. It's like, oh, that looks like it tastes good, but I know that I'd want another one and another one, and then I wouldn't want to go back next weekend, and then the next weekend, and then it would be like, well, technically I don't work Saturday, so I could go on Fridays too. It would just keep going.
Yeah. Snap says, I agree, smoke weed every day. I don't smoke weed either. Like that's the awkward thing too, is going to the gathering. People like hold up and I'm like, I don't partake.
So I don't know if you're comfortable with me sharing this. Weed actually triggers like panic attacks for us.
Yeah, I've talked about it on stream before, so it's not like.
you know, in like concerts and stuff, when like the doors are open or cracked, like I do okay. I can notice it, like I can feel it in my chest, but I'm aware of it and I can usually kind of control it. But when we're in a more enclosed, like less ventilation, it does trigger like a panic attack for me, and I can't control it. I just have to ride it out, and it sucks because then you're in the bathroom like freaking out, trying to like get through it.
Yeah, like I think,
and I don't think people realize that when they smoke inside, there are people with asthma or other health conditions, or you know, it triggers panic attacks or whatever, that you might, you know, your choice by smoking inside could be making their night not so fun.
yeah, exactly, Wesley. The epic or infamous wood chopping story. Going with my cousin and his foster dad. It's always so weird saying that, foster dad. going to chop wood and fucking smoking like 12 bowls within 45 minutes, and I was gone. And that was
you know how dangerous that is to chop wood like that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys get a lot done, or like did you get like nothing done?
They did. I didn't. I sat in the back of the van fucking thinking I was dying for a few hours. You know, actually, Humble, my sister has tried to talk me into like trying different strands, and I'm like, I don't, you know, I'm just at a point in my life where I don't feel like I need to have that, I guess.
I think if you can use other coping mechanisms, you should.
Yeah.
And I'm not against weed. Like, weed can help a lot of people.
Right.
Like, they've proven to help with cancers and seizures and all kinds of other things. But if you don't need it, as my husband, I would advise you not to even start it. You know?
Yeah.
If you don't need it, yeah.
Right.
But I do know that helps a lot of people with anxiety, I hear.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
So yeah, for us not to smoke and not to drink, sometimes it's awkward to be in those situations and kind of feel like we're a sore thumb. But I do know that there's other juggalos out there that don't, and they accept us. And, you know, I've really not had a juggalo not accept me for that reason.
I was going to say, like, even the ones that do drink and do get high, like, they don't really care that we don't do it. I think for them, it's just kind of, you know, they offer it because that's just the thing that they do.
And I really appreciate that. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I appreciate, like, you know, we might not be the norm, but juggalos aren't the norm, so.
We are all unique. Justin Manny, we need the video footage of DC High as Fuck chopping wood. That'd be definitely the next ICP music video. That doesn't exist, man. The time that I got so fucking high was 2006. Early 2006 is when that happened. So, like, I think we were still using flip phones back then, right? And I didn't have a flip phone. I had a little Nokia phone. It was a blue one. So it was a really basic cell phone.
I see. I've never actually, well, okay, I did when I was younger. Maybe I tried it. But it was mostly like secondhand highs that I got. Just like hanging out with people and situations I probably shouldn't have been in. But really, like, the most secondhand, like, high that I got where it caused, like, a panic attack, like, bad, was at the gathering in the movie tent.
Yeah. No. It was at the DCG Con.
No, it was at the gathering because I thought I fully, like, you couldn't have convinced me otherwise. I was melting into the grass.
Mm.
And I remember you being like, you're fine, babe. You just need to lay down. You just got like a secondhand high. And I was like, you don't understand. I am melting and like, oh my God, you're the best husband because you like forced me to go lay down. I'm laying on the air mattress and I can feel I am one with the air mattress and the earth and like this, it's surrounding me and I'm just melting into that and I just feel like, you know, and like the panic, like I could feel my heart and like I was freaking out.
Yeah.
But then I think I woke up or something, and I had asked you how much time had passed, and I could not believe that much time had passed.
Yeah.
Just from secondhand.
I do remember that, but there was at the DCG con as well, because I remember we were in the movie tent.
The DCG con, I didn't get high. I just had the panic attack, and I got out as soon as I realized I can feel it in my chest, and I feel like I'm about ready to panic.
Yeah.
I got out so that I could, prevent that from happening.
Yeah, I remember we were in there, and I smelled it really strong because it was like the one place that they could sneak and do that. It was like, whoo, somebody.
And I just kind of had to ride it out. But at the gathering, it did. I got high off of that.
See, snaps. That people, I hear a lot of people say that is really good for panic attacks. So what happens with me, and I've actually recently, I've come to find out that I have something called cardiophobia. Because not just when I'm high, like there's times if I get a bad enough cold and my chest gets tight and I feel my heartbeat, that will trip me out. Like thinking about my heart beating and pulsing and pumping blood freaks me the fuck out. And so when I get high and all I can feel and focus on is my heartbeat, oh God, I trip the fuck out. So that's why I can't smoke weed, because of that.
For me, it's about being in control. Like you were talking about your cousin being so drunk that he was put in a situation where he wasn't in control and his friends ended up getting him killed. When I do get like the high off of weed, like the time at the gathering, and I felt, okay, I want to sit up, I want to move my arms, and they're not moving, that freaked me out.
Yeah.
Like it felt like sleep paralysis, which is awful, by the way. That's what it reminded me of, and like those moments are the moments that like I don't think I'll ever be able to smoke weed, because it just freaks me out when I'm thinking like, hey, I'm ready to stand up and like my body's not moving.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how easy it would be to be taken advantage of? And like, oh my gosh.
So the last time that I actually smoked weed, because that happened in 2006, I actually tried to smoke a couple times after that same year.
Like smaller amounts?
Yeah. And then in 2010, years later, I was like, I'll give it another try, but not do as much. And when I got to the point where I was high, I remember walking around my aunt's house, and then I don't remember the details of it. Like I just remember starting the walk, and then I'm at the end of the walk, and I'm like, what just happened? And then I kind of started to freak
scary,
out.
Isn't it? Yeah.
And like I was high enough that my body felt like tingly. And so when I would move like this, it just felt weird. And I just was like, I don't know. For me, I just didn't
like a bidet?
No, not like a bidet. It was not bidet tingly. But I remember feeling that, and I was like, I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah.
You know, like I just didn't enjoy the experience.
Mine's always been like secondhand smoke, and I've never enjoyed any of them. It's always been like paranoia, like panic attack, freaking out. It's just miserable until it wears off.
Now, I will say this, and I've said this before, that I like the smell of weed more than I like the smell of cigarette smoke. Like to smell weed in the air doesn't bother me.
Oh yeah, I don't like cigarette smoke either. I think too, like because of concerts and stuff, we're so used to weed smoke, like you know.
I love it though how like we are kind of so used to that when someone like that, we were at a game store earlier this week and somebody walked by,
no,
we're like they walked by, we're like, whoo, somebody was smoking before they came in.
It was so strong. I'm like, oh boy.
He had to have known too.
He had to be baking in his car like for 2 hours before he came in. Well, I'm gonna go to the bathroom again, believe it or not.
All right.
So I don't know if you want to end this.
I think that's all the topics.
Yeah.
That's all the topics, and it's like right at a 3-hour mark. I think this is a good place to end it.
And because we have 16 people watching, I just want to touch on your 30-minute video clip of your favorite toilet and why. Submit it to DCFAYGOGUY at gmail.com. We're going to be making a video.
No, but
submit your 30-second video clip.
No. But on the for real, one thing I talked about while you were gone was, again, next month in January marks 10 years that I've been making content here on YouTube. So if you guys have a favorite moment or a favorite video, go on there. I think all the videos should have the feature. Now, I don't really know how YouTube uses this feature, but the clip feature. If there's a clip that you want to make of one of your favorite moments from any of the videos I've made, even if it's the cringy ass fucking intro video I made called Juggalo Reviews. If that's your favorite moment, clip it, email it to me, send it to me on Instagram, send it to me on Facebook. Drop the link of it in my Discord server. And I want to compile a video and then potentially do a live stream that weekend, because I think the 24th is the 10-year mark that I've been making videos, or that I made that video. So I want to do like a kind of like a celebratory video, and then that weekend I want to do like a live stream of going back and watching my cringy ass videos from way back. So that's what I want to do. So if you guys have a clip that you'd like to send in, definitely do that. And, shout out to anybody and everybody that's been along for the ride, whether you've been here since yesterday or since you've been here since day one. It's, again, humbling that people have watched me and shown love and commented for this long. Never expected it. Like, I literally came on here just to talk about music that I love, and that's been the goal, and that's what we've done for years. So it's awesome.
I remember when we first met, like, you didn't even like mess with YouTube. And I got you into YouTube, and then you started watching CD reviews. And it was like, I could do that. I'm like, you should. And it was like the jankiest setup.
It was.
Ugliest desk.
Yes,
But you know what? You had the passion. You didn't go into it, I want to be famous. I want to make money. You just were doing it because you enjoyed it, and it was silly. And oh my God, the old videos, like, the apartment, like the Mighty Death Pop thing that you did. Yeah. Oh my God, like the memories of like helping you make that and film it, and like
that's actually one of my favorite. Like, some of my favorite videos are the ones where I did creative shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, because for anybody that's never seen it, what I did was like when ICP, because they forgot to put like the introduction of what the Mighty Death Pop story was in the album, so they had like a website at one point where they had it. And I printed that out, cut it up into different pieces, and put 2 of each piece in the different boxes, the red, the white, and the black. So it was kind of like balloon pieces. So what I did is I read that story, and I had a balloon ready. So when it got to the end, when it said the Mighty Death Pop, I actually popped the balloon. And back then I didn't have an editor. So I think like the pop timing.
It was epic. We did like so many takes.
The timing was off on a few of them. And I think even then, it was like off.
So Kinsey says, do more car videos. Do you mean more lunch with Megs and DC, or more of like the My Two Cents that he does in the car?
Keezy. That's Keezy.
Sorry.
Keezy from Declan. No. More car video. So the reason I do car videos is because, again, I don't always have time to come home. And sometimes at the time that I come home, I just want to unwind from the day. So I have free time during the day, and I'm in my car, and I've got my phone, so I just kind of record it. That's where those started coming from. And if you go back and watch the very first What You Thinking About video, it started in my car. So I was kind of like, let's bring it full circle and just do some of these videos in the car.
Lunch with Megs and DC that we used to do?
We used to do that too. Yeah,
that was basically an early Juggalo talk.
That was like the Juggalo talk to begin with. It was lunch with Megs and DC. We'd go get something to eat. We'd pop the phone on a live stream.
But we would also if Taco Bell had like something new, or McDonald's had a new menu item, we would kind of center it around that, so that we would be eating while we did Juggalo talk. We would also be like a food review, like how the new item tastes. But yeah, it was basically Juggalo talk. It was live stream on my channel, and then YouTube randomly, I'm still sour about this, decided they were going to change the rules up on how many subscribers you need to do live streams, and I didn't meet the criteria. They took my live stream abilities away.
Yeah.
So, but Justin, real quick, said less car and more bathroom.
Yeah, they're talking about me doing videos on the toilet now.
Whoa. What if we did like a get ready with me video with you?
What do you mean? Get ready with me. Like in the morning?
Yeah.
No, you guys are not seeing me in the shower.
No, like film like your morning routine. Like what all do you do in the morning to get ready for the day?
I let the dogs out. I get in the shower. I get dressed. I make breakfast.
Yeah, but like let me film it. It'd be cute.
I don't know about this.
You can be in a robe or have pajamas on. We'll you know what would be so cute? You get into the shower. We'll do a little blurry stuff.
Oh, I mean, I guess. I guess. Tell you what. Just for you, we'll do it for your vlog. We'll vlog it and put it in your monthly vlog. So you have to go subscribe to Meg's channel if you want to see that.
Can we do the blurry thing over your butt?
It should be able to.
Can we do it over your butt and your nipples?
Well,
Can we
you're not going to see my butt and my nipples at the same time.
Can we
I'm not that flexible to where my ass and nipples are showing at the same time.
Can we do a blurred?
I don't even think I can't even get like halfway. That's not possible.
Can we do a blurred video clip of you using the bidet?
Well, shitting and spitting sounds like it's the new thing. Oh, Humble's right. Remember we were going to paint me in the nude? Oh, no, it wasn't that. We were going to paint my butt, and then I was going to put my butt down on a canvas.
We didn't end up going to the gathering, though.
And then we come to find out that art contest, you basically had to submit a piece of art, and then they picked contestants from there. So
they never would have picked us.
They never would have. Tom would have seen my brown eye, colorful brown eye, and been like, the fuck is this?
Or maybe he would have been like, wow, what an abstract sunset. I've never seen one of these shades.
Oh, and just think, with the bidet now, the cleanup would be so easy. Because once we get all the paint on my butthole, we just go into the bathroom and I just spray my butthole.
You're so serious.
Oh shit, Morgan Freeman died? What? Huh. If that's true, that sucks.
So drop it in the comments of the live stream or after, the comments, some ideas for Juggalo Talk next month. Because if we're going to do this and we're going to do Juggalo Talk monthly, we're going to need some help for some ideas, questions, segments, Q&As. Like, we're going to need some help.
There's always news. We could cover news as well, I guess.
There's just not enough. Like, we haven't done Juggalo Talk in how long and how much news did we have?
I mean, true.
Two things.
There was a lot we could have talked about. Like, we could have talked about Woe not coming out. We could have talked about Bloody Sunday not coming out. But, that's kind of like somber. You know what I mean?
It's like...
Because, I don't want to think about, if Jay's going through a rough time right now. You know what I mean? Like, I want to just,
just wish him the best,
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. On that somber note, I guess we're going to end this thing. So, shout out to you guys, everybody that stuck around for over 3 hours.
If you have any last comments or questions, now is the time.
Speak now or comment on the video later.
I feel like my head's like warming this.
Oh, they do the Morgan Freeman thing every year? That's the first I've ever heard about it.
The sticker got stuck on my head. Did you eat your snacky snack?
I didn't, because I started to try to open this, but it was going to be really crinkly. And I was like, there's no way I'm doing that to them, because I hate it when people do that in their videos. Like, just as soon as shit starts crinkling, yeah, I'm done.
Well, I don't think we have any questions or anything, so I think you're probably safe to go ahead and end it.
I don't have any donuts, Juggalo Collectibles. I don't have any donuts. Yo, shout out to Juggalo Collectibles. That motherfucker.
That motherfucker right there.
Started off 2022 with...
He started off 2022.
He literally... You're mocking me, aren't you?
What do you do?
Like, he's fucking he's got over 4,000 subscribers. That's huge.
4,000 subscribers.
Like, he blew up this year. That's so awesome.
He blew up.
That's so awesome. And
this year.
I've been joking and teasing.
But you wait, in a couple hours, it's going to be last year.
I was actually teasing him for a while there, like, man, don't forget me when you're a bigger channel than me. He's actually a bigger channel than me now. That's so fucking cool that he's
And
grown
I'm not
so big.
mocking you. I'm hyping you up. I'm your hype person.
Right on. All right, we're gonna end it. Thank you guys for joining us. Happy New Year to everybody. Again, if you are traveling, please be safe.
Don't drink and drive. Please don't. It's not worth it.
Yeah.
Don't even even if you don't care about yourself, think about who else you could hurt.
Exactly.
You know?
And hope you guys have a wonderful New Year's.
Yeah.
Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. And
this Christmas was kind of sad because we had that huge snowstorm and literally half the people that should have been there couldn't make it. And it was kind of bittersweet. Like, I'm so thankful for who did attend. Like, so thankful. But it was sad not having everybody.
Yeah, it was. But let's stop. Why are we ending on a sad note? We ending on a sad note. Wow, we don't want to end on a
year.
We don't want to end on a sad year.
It's a sad year, man. But next year's gonna be better.
Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas. Hope you guys have a Happy New Year. Hope 2023 is fucking great for you. Let's fucking kick off 10 years of DCFAYGOGUY starting in January. But thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys next time. Peace.